play DR Sports Prediction Battle. Are you obsessed with football like me? Do you know your Senegal from your Switzerland, your Ghana from your Germany, your England from your Ecuador? Put your knowledge to the test against me or any of the others playing DR Sports Prediction Battle this World Cup. Sign up and play by clicking the link. You just have to get the most right to win. Being obsessed with football might actually pay off. Just look at me.
Listen, welcome back to another DR Watch Along. And listen, after that double bill this morning, action-packed goals. Hopefully we got another double bill for you. And we're starting with Brazil versus Switzerland. And listen, people, get involved in the conversation. Hit the likes on the video. Get involved in the prediction battle as well. Click the link in the description and join the prediction battle. As everyone has been throughout the tournament as well, we've all been getting involved. There's a chance to win £125,000 in the group stage. This is probably the last chance. £1 entry point. You must be over 18 to play. Click the link in the bio. And listen, we got a big one today. Representing Brazil in the sweepstake, of course, I got my guy Alessandro coming back. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. It's been a fantastic day for football. I'm hoping the next two games are the same.
Listen, I hope so as well. Listen, it's been an incredible morning. Doyle, how you feeling about this one coming up now?
I'm like a little kid full of energy right now, yeah. I have no relation to any of the football teams that played today, all four of them, no relation whatsoever, but I feel so excited. Yeah. Like, that was just wonderful football. That is exactly what the World Cup's all about, where you sit and watch a game and you're like this. That's what them two games were, lad. Wonderful, wonderful day for football. So please, South American teams today, you've got something to live up to, right? Because you really do. Them games were fantastic.
Literally. And of course, next to him, we got my guy Nick as well. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Switzerland, my sweepstake tin. That's why I'm here.
Perfect. Listen, we got representation on both sides.
You know the money in the bank in the WWE, bro. That's money in the bank for real.
Here, you see the prize here?
The briefcase.
There's money to be won.
I'm going to cash that in on a night out, bro. You get all sorts of prizes for that.
Listen, trust me. And we could be getting tired as well at some point. I don't know, but let us know in the chat, guys, what you guys think throughout this game as well. And listen, let's get straight into the lineups, actually. Because I believe the lineup should be out. And I'll go through the Brazil one first. So in goal, we've got Alisson and a back three, it looks like. Militao, Marquinhos and Silva with Alessandro, Paqueta, Casemiro, Fred and Rafinha, with Vinicius and Richarlison up front as well. That is a strong lineup, even without Neymar. Guys, what do we think of that Brazil side?
Ruthless, lad. Like, that is a team packed with talent, and some of them are young players as well. So Brazil are looking like this.
Well balanced.
Like, yeah,
that's what I would say. Well balanced, good defensive. You know, I know Thiago Silva's. I once described him as a midget. He's about 6'2". Yeah, but it's well balanced. You know, Thiago Silva's like fine wine. He gets better and better and better. Got good midfield. And even without Neymar, the attack is... Richarlison was on fire the other day when he came on. So,
I hit me words there, didn't I? I was calling him a bulldog and everything, right? During the Brazilian game.
Mate,
I was like,
if you was here on the stream, everyone in the chat, everyone on the stream, I was like, listen, Richarlison for Brazil is a different player. He has, I think, 17 goals in 36 games. I said, listen, you don't know what can happen. Boom. And I think what I would say is arguably goal of the tournament in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Vincent Abubakar, nice attempt this morning as well. That was a lovely
Sat
chip.
the man down.
I still reckon that Saudi goal beats it just.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know the one against Argentina, the second one. Yeah, that was a quality bit of skill, but it was a fine. It'll be a good battle between them two.
What I would say about the goals is you would see the Saudi one. It's definitely a beautiful goal, and what it meant to the team and stuff was wonderful. But you never see what Richarlison does very often. Like, he hit it up with his left foot, swiveled an arm.
But it was even before that when Vinicius took it away and Travella crossed it into the box.
Proper Brazil, wasn't it?
Exactly. It's
Brazil.
What are you kind of expecting from that Brazil lineup? Without Neymar, of course, and he's kind of the icing on the cake, if you like. Or shall I say the focal point of this team? Let's be honest, he's a real guy who this tournament Brazil have been around. Do you think he's going to be a big miss today?
Big miss? I think today's Rafinha has to step up his game. Well, we obviously saw in the first game the composure he had in front of goal. He should have had a brace himself. But this is Vinicius and Rafinha's game. I'm a bit surprised that Fred's in it. Maybe because he's more of a his team player. I'll probably have put Guimaraes in because on Thursday, there was a lot of times where Paquetá didn't really do much, and Neymar had to come back and drop to get the ball, whereas Guimaraes is one of them players that can take the ball about 15 yards and then put that ball through.
Yeah.
But also Militao's probably going to play right back.
Yeah. From Mark C, it's going to be a 4-3-3 with Militao at right back and then Fred in kind of slotting into that midfield. And I think that's an interesting one as well with Fred. I think because even at club level, he always kind of splits opinions, you feel like, and United fans are always kind of, are we a little bit more fluid without him? But I do know for Brazil, he is a different player. He's another one of those, and I think this is one thing we do, I think sometimes have to accept, even if you look at Harry Maguire's performance the other day, that players do sometimes put on the international kit and I don't know what it is, the spirit of someone else takes over them. Højbjerg, all of a sudden, when he puts on the Denmark kit, looks so much more fluid going forward. And I'm just thinking,
when you get to sort of this level, you look at Paquetá for West Ham. He plays in the sort of attacking midfield role. He plays a little bit deeper for Brazil. Mm-hmm. I think pride takes over, and you've got more. What's the word?
You play with your heart, mate.
You play with your heart, yeah. But you would do anything for you die for your country.
Yeah.
But there's also that feeling when you're playing in an international side that you've got quality all around you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing in a team like Brazil, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know, like players like Fred knows, he can do the dirty work and get stuck in, and he knows that there's a Neymar, a Richarlison, a Casemiro next to him. Yeah. You know, he knows. He's got that club level now, but you know, he knows he can get his job done, and you know, he's got confidence in the front players to do their jobs as well. Whereas at club level, sometimes it can be a little bit lacking.
What have you made of Paquetá so far at West Ham as well? Someone, Fat Dom Gamillo, says Paquetá has been underwhelming so far. Do you share that?
Underwhelming, but I think the whole team's been underwhelming. It's tough to come into a team that's not quite there. He's coming into a side and big price tag comes with big expectation. I've got no doubt that he's a talent, and we're very lucky to have him there. But I think it's down to the manager as well. We're playing a different way. There's no expression in David Moyes' football. It's you do the job, you follow the instructions, and then that's it. I think we're getting worked out at West Ham because of that, and I think Paquetá's a player that's not being given the freedom because he is a grafter.
Yeah.
Like
that is one thing that has kind of surprised me a little bit.
A lot of people were put him down as this sort of silky Brazilian sort of guy, but he's a grafter. He gets stuck in. He's not afraid to get back and put a challenge in. But when we buy that sort of player at West Ham, I want him up the field. I don't want him getting back and doing Thomas Suchek.
And I think at West Ham you've always had those kind of dynamic players with Payet,
we've played nice
Arnautovic.
football in the past. For the past probably 10 years, not so much. But that's the type of football we like at West Ham. We don't win much, you know what I mean? So we have to have something to cheer on. And we like good football. And at the moment, I don't feel like David Moyes is giving the players a chance to play good football. It's sort of play by instruction football rather than freedom of expression. And I think if you give him get a manager in, or David Moyes decides to change his tactics, I think you'll see the best of Lucas Paquetá.
Doyle, do you think in this Brazil team now, obviously with Neymar stepping out as well, he can now, obviously with better players around him that he maybe would have at West Ham as well, could he take that creativity, man, and really take this game by the scruff of the neck? Because he's one of those players I think Brazil fans are maybe looking a little bit more out of now that there's that kind of hole of Neymar.
Yeah, I mean, he can, definitely. He probably doesn't trust his West Ham players at the moment either. They don't play the style of football that he's used to. In my opinion, Paquetá could be easily just as good as Bruno Guimaraes. They're quite similar. They've still got a bit of skill to them, but they're the workhorses, and they come from the back and work their way up to the top. We've had this conversation about David Moyes so much, and it comes down to his blueprint, and the way he plays is about keeping a stable team. Yeah. And he overachieved last season. He definitely did. So now when it comes
2 seasons.
Yeah. And so now when it comes to elevating the football, does it have in his locker?
Yeah, it's a struggle.
But in the Brazilian team, they play a completely different style of football. In fact, they play to each player's strengths. That's why you're seeing players like Richarlison go with the team.
Thriving.
Look, he hasn't scored a Premier League goal. I'm not disrespecting him. But when he comes to Brazil, look what he did. Yeah. He's unbelievable. So
we're just looking at, on the screen there's an all-time Brazil 11. Thiago Silva gets in it.
He absolutely deserves to, mate. He gets, like you said, he's like a fine wine. He gets better and better. Unfortunately, he plays for Chelsea at the moment. but he is the heart and soul of that team. And look at the players that he's actually played with throughout the years as well. He will have gained experience. He knows who's good at what he can do with the certain players coming into the team.
Allison gets in both teams as well.
I think Alisson's one of the best Brazilian keepers
And I
they've
think
ever had,
Brazil
mate.
haven't always been renowned for their keepers.
No.
It's the outfield players that have always got the credit, and then Alisson for me has been that kind of world-class
Dida?
keeper.
That was the only one,
I think
wasn't it?
Dida was the one,
Dida,
but he was
Doyle as well.
He had a big mistake
Doyle as
in
well.
him.
Yeah.
I remember
He knows.
when he had that issue with the Celtic fan. I remember as well. He's had a couple of mares, but Thiago Silva's one for me. I think since he's come into Chelsea, for me, has gained another level of respect, because I think coming into the Premier League at 37, everyone thought those groins are going to be stretched, me included. I thought there is no way he's going to be able to handle the pace and the way he's settled in so smoothly. Go on.
Look, Taffarel, that's a name that I was trying to
Taffarel,
think of
98.
in the 90s.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah,
I remember he was part of that kind of airport team. I remember, but I would still pick Alisson ahead of him. Maybe because I've probably seen Alisson a little bit more. Some of the historians might be able to school me in the comments, but I think Thiago Silva for sure. I think for an all-time 11, especially considering that 2014 7-1 against Germany. Everyone talks about Neymar missing. I think he was one of the biggest misses, if not bigger than Neymar, because of how he led that back line. But
it's testament to him, lad. He's not just good at football, he's a proper professional.
Yeah.
You don't get to play at 37 without looking after yourself, lad.
He is also a little bit of a late bloomer as well, I will say, because I think he only became a professional, I think, when he was about 21.
Wow.
So I think he was breaking through at Fluminense pretty late, and he signed for AC Milan, I think, when he was about 24 or 25.
Yeah, 24, 25.
Yeah, so he was kind of
captain.
already a ready-made player by the time he'd signed for AC, and he very quickly, which is, I think, helped him a little bit. But I do definitely say, once you do get past those late 30s, you have to take a certain level of care of yourself. But
unbelievable, man.
Brazil are now looking to win their first set of back-to-back games after that Serbia 2-0 as well against the European nation, I think, since the first time between 2002 and 2006. So it'll be interesting to see if they can follow that up. Let's go through this.
Another word on that. I think that's when you're in that sort of shape when you're 37, it's a mark to being a proper professional.
Yeah.
Because you look at Wayne Rooney's about 32, 33, he looks like Father fucking Christmas.
Ronaldinho, mate, even Ronaldinho, he was one of the best players I've ever seen.
Ronaldo.
The best. Yeah. Ronaldo, the original R9.
Schneider.
The original R9. Them guys, they just died off eventually. And I was saying that about Brazilians, actually. They have a lifespan of about 6 years of unbelievable brilliance. And then in the 30s, even the early 30s, they start to drop off. Thiago Silva is an anomaly for a Brazilian player, lad. He really is, because he's an ultimate professional. That's how he's still playing for Chelsea. Adriano, remember him? Poor lad, he had a lot of stuff going on in his personal life.
That's a different case.
Adriano,
unbelievable.
I think he's one
shot power, lad.
Adriano's one of those few players, I think, when you even just say his name, people just get nostalgic straight away, because they know
it's nostalgia.
For
That's
it's
2006.
2006.
For those who watched Inter Milan and the Champions League during that period as well, that guy for a 2-year, 3-year spell was dominant, man, dominant. But let's go through the Switzerland team as well, because they're looking to, of course, follow up their, was it draw in the first game they had? No, they won in the first game as well, wasn't it? So they're looking to see if they can follow this up as well. They got Jan Sommer in goal, Widmer, Akanji, Elvedi and Rodriguez, who seems like he's been in that squad for every tournament for the past decade. Freuler, Xhaka, So, Rida, Vargas and Brie Mbolo leading the line again. Will he score again this time? What do we think of that Switzerland team?
Missing Shaq, lad. Missing big Shaq.
Shaka boom, as they're saying in the comments.
He's one of them players that turns up for his national team, lad. We've seen some wonderful goals scored for Switzerland by him, lad. I think he'll come on maybe 60th, 50th minute, something like that, to try and make an impact. I don't really know the other two lads on the wings. I can't pretend to do so. Maybe they're playing better than him at the moment, but he'll definitely have an impact in this game, I think. Brazil, testament to them. They defended well against that Serbia team. They scored 3 goals today. 3 goals. They have got goals in them, and not only that, they were attacking well as well. Mitrovic probably could have had 2 or 3 goals. Quite honest with you, lads. So that's what we were talking about when we were talking about the defensive attributes of Brazil, and what Nicky said earlier. It's just a very well balanced football team right now, and you're seeing it in the performances.
It's a test though, because I've seen a couple of teams, even with Spain last night. I sat and watched Spain last night. Looked unbelievable. England looked unbelievable in their opening game. France looked unbelievable, and I know France won their second game, but it was a little bit less convincing. So it's a chance for Brazil to get a stamp on the tournament, because these Switzerland team, they're no mugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've got some players in there. Their goalkeeper's a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Sommer is a very
Quality
good goalkeeper.
and Sommer.
There's only one team that have won both games, isn't it? France.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
But they
only
wasn't.
team.
I wouldn't say
qualified.
France were decent, and Mbappe was brilliant, but they wasn't. It was 2-1.
Yeah.
So it was close. It was a close game. So it's a chance for. From what I saw from Brazil, very well-rounded team, got the job done. No nonsense. Two world-class. Well, one world-class goal, but two really well-worked goals.
Yeah.
And they just got the job done. No fuss. On to the next game. They do that again. I think they're favourites for the tournament anyway, but I think they'll cement there.
There've been. Do you expect any surprises, Alessandro? Because obviously teams have always been as easy following up that first game, as Nick said there. With this Switzerland team, are you expecting any surprises? And let's do predictions as well, as the kind of players are getting ready.
I feel like before the last game, it was Alessandro and Danilo where most of the Brazilian fans were worried about, but they both had a solid game against Serbia, and now they're worrying because they don't have an out-and-out right back anymore, because Dani Alves is there, but he's not there to play.
No.
He's more there to be there in the dressing room, and Militao's going to have to shift from centre back. I know he has played at right back, but Danilo for Juventus has been keeping clean sheets for the last month and a half, so like they're both solid on when they want to be. So that's one place they could exploit Brazil, but I don't know. I think there's just too much firepower.
And that's probably the one area I would say probably Switzerland don't have the most strength.
Yeah.
Unless they bring on Shaq, lad. On the left wing there, you know what I mean?
Shaka is starting as far as I'm aware.
No, Shaqiri.
Shaqiri, you mean, yeah,
That's
sorry,
what I mean when
yeah.
I say Shaq.
Yeah.
I don't mean big.
You mean that Shaq,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're used to Liverpool Shaq, isn't it? I get it. You mean Shaqiri. But let's get predictions in as well. And remember, guys, today's game day is sponsored by Manscaped. Listen, the leader in below the men's waist grooming, and I can attest to that 100%. I can tell you, take advantage of this Cyber Monday as well. I think we got 25% off using the code World Cup, free shipping included as well when you use it. Go on, show them the gear, mate. Show them the gear. Beautiful stuff there. You get the odor, you get the toner, you get the deodorant, you get the razor. Listen, no bumps, no grazes, trust me. 25%, use code World Cup, free shipping today only. Get involved, guys.
I've got one of them, and I use it regularly.
Honestly, it's one of those things. I'm actually glad we're doing it because I actually use it. And when they sponsored our podcast last year, I was like, let me see what this is about. And listen, proper stuff. I can't lie to you. But the guys are coming out, of course, now. National anthems are going to be sung shortly. Guys, remember, you can get involved in the predictions battle as well. Click the link in the description, and there's a chance for you to win daily prizes as well. Alessandro, let me come to you as the Brazil rep. Talk to me. Are you thinking they're going to follow up this first game 3-pointer with another set of 3 points?
Yeah, another 3 points. I said 3-1 last time. I'm going to do a 3-1 again this time.
Oof.
Do you know what I just don't want, right? I want Brazil to win it by playing against teams that want to win against them as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't want them to just every team to sit back against them because they're terrified against them. Because you can score against Brazil.
Yeah.
It is possible. Like even in the last game, set pieces, for example, you can get some big men in the corner and get a goal from there. You don't know how Brazil are going to react to going a goal down. That's what we don't know yet. And I always think with teams when they're just winning, that's the biggest test. If you're just winning and then all of a sudden you concede, it knocks players off the stride sometimes.
Yeah.
So if Switzerland get a goal before Brazil do, let's see how they react to that, because that's going to be the real test. That's what we all know. They can dominate games. We all know they can score goals. Can they fight back though when they concede a goal? That's the big thing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they'll still win though. They're just unbelievable, aren't they? I'll go with Alessandro. 3-1.
3-1. All right, and then we'll get Nick's vote as well. Nick, how you feeling about it? What's your prediction?
It looks like I've just...
Like Houdini.
Sorry, I just let that pop over there for a second. I think Brazil will win this game, but I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a tough game for them.
Not as easy as the first.
No, not as easy as the first. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Brazil.
2-1.
Look who's here!
Oh, here we go. As
what's happening, Ty, lads?
Lateness is greatness. How we doing?
Hey,
Two hosts.
production.
Hey, he's asked for Chinese as well.
He got the
We get to
sweepstake
share
rep
a
as well.
section of his fee.
I know, yeah.
Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
No one can hear him.
I
Yeah,
Come on,
he doesn't
come
use
on.
his
a
mic.
section of his fee.
And let me just read out a super chat quickly as well from Scherzer. He says Martinelli will shine. He goes, guys play better as they're playing with the guys they know.
Look at him.
Neymar during the World Cup is jinx.
Look at
Brazil
Tyler
are
with his
favourites to
glasses.
win the World Cup. Mad squad. I agree.
When
they've
you
got
tilt your glasses
strength
down there, you ever
in
seen the
depth.
film Trading Places? You look like the
course.
girl. You see, look like a geezer goes in Philadelphia. It's $50. You know him?
Send your predictions in as well. And Ty, off rip, give me your predictions.
Boy, when I heard what Doyle said, and he's got a point, but boy, I want to go low. I want to say Brazil won, Switzerland 0 because of the fact that
Shaka's playing.
absolutely. We've got Granit and we've got Gabriel J, that is Jesus, Gabriel M, that is Martinelli.
And
You know, so I don't want any of my club team's players to face off against each others and get smashed, but like
you take a light one. You take a light 1-0 smashing though.
I will, but I think Brazil are so good.
Yeah.
Even with Richarlison, God knows who he plays for, but that's another subject.
Goal of the tournament is all I'll say. Goal of the tournament. Let me read out some of the predictions anyway.
You won't even hear anything.
Of course not.
Fine, before you go on, I say 3-0 to Brazil.
3-0. You've got 1-0 to 3-0.
You don't know, 1-0 is what I want, but 3-0 is what I think can happen.
Fair
Brazil
enough.
are just so good. Doyle is right. They could go behind 1-0 and end up winning 4-1.
Pirates.
There's quite a few of them Brazilian team. Why don't we just look through the lineup there? They're actually playing England now.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them. isn't
Every
there?
single top club, we said this last time, didn't we? Every single top club on the planet has a Brazilian. It's just the way it goes.
Amen.
Chelsea,
That's right,
Thiago
I agree
Silva,
with you, I agree with
Liverpool, Bobby and Alisson,
West Ham.
West Ham, Paqueta.
When they live and breathe football like they do, you're gonna have quality in abundance, man. And Pyrex actually agrees with Ty there. He says 3-0 Brazil. Ali Riser says 3-1 Brazil. Oof. So that's the same as you guys as well. Iqbal says 7-1 Brazil. Ooh. Blood and goals.
That Embolo for Switzerland, lad, is a tough kid. He can give centre-backs problems because he's hard. So that's the way I can see a goal coming from a set piece. And again, if my Shaq, Liverpool Shaq, comes on, lad, he's got a long shot, he's got an overhead, he's got so
That guy,
many things
every
in his arsenal.
tournament will give you one banger.
A free kick, lad, even him on a free kick, lad, is naughty. He scores naughty free kicks. So there is goals in Switzerland, definitely is.
Liam here says Switzerland scores an upset 1-0.
Imagine.
You lot are sleeping on the Swiss. I'm going 1-1, says Christian.
Not sleeping on the Swiss because, like I said, Granit's been one of our best players. But I'm just looking at Brazil and thinking, wow.
The joy is going to come from the wings here, lads. That's where it's going to come from
Yeah.
Brazil.
Look
If
at
you
that,
look
look
at
at that.
Rodriguez, great experienced defender, but if he's coming against youth with electric pace, Martinelli, Rafinha, Vinicius.
Vinicius
That's
Junior.
that's going to happen because Ricardo Rodriguez, for the last couple of years, has
God, man.
dipped.
Yeah.
No, he's never been quick as it is.
He's
Yeah,
never
yeah.
been quick, but he's dipped in like the quality he used to have. He has not. He has nothing
Compared to
much
what it used to be.
anymore as he used to be.
You can just see him getting spun out, and this team is dynamic enough to swap wings. If they can see someone getting joy out of one wing, they're going to deal
Oh
with it.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
guys here are just
Better
singing
live
their
up to it
national
though, lad. I'm
anthems.
proper hyped for this, yeah. I'm so energetic right now because the games that we watched this morning were so wonderful.
Listen,
That this doesn't live
I
up
just,
to it,
I
and
just
we
hope they haven't stolen all the goals.
And
for
you
the day,
promised
man.
me, by the way, lad.
Listen,
he
man.
said to me, yeah, every time we do a stream schedule, he's like,
Yes,
goals
you did.
come.
There
from
is,
you.
listen, you guys know the drill. Every time I'm here, there's been goals. Every game. There's an average of 3 goals, I've said.
He said this, and
per
he's not
VR
lying.
watch along.
He's not lying either, you know.
Average of 3 goals. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which way it could go, but I hope we get some
Yeah.
entertainment.
That's impressive.
Also, can we all just show his shirt, Alessandro's shirt?
yes.
It's a beautiful football one. I came with the Nigerian one last
Santos.
time, but I've got to point this one out.
Santos.
Show
And
the
look
back,
who's
show
on
the
the
back
back
as well.
Look who's on the back of this.
Neymar Jr.
Beautiful shirt.
Yes,
What a wonderful
lovely,
shirt.
Lovely, lovely.
Never heard of him.
We're all itching for this game
I've
to
got a
start.
quiz question for Ty. Let's see if he can
Keep
get
them
this one.
coming, please. Yeah, go on.
Before Lucas Paqueta, who was the last Brazilian to play for West Ham?
Ooh, I should know this.
Easy.
Is it?
Easy.
I should know this. You
Easy.
got to think about it,
Felipe
isn't it?
Anderson.
Last
Before Felipe.
I've got him with his own question.
Before Felipe Anderson. I forgot about him. He was so bad.
I Oh gosh, then I'm stumped. It's not the Pardew. Is it like going back to Pardew times?
I've got a feeling it was like a centre back.
Hey, comment section, help me out. Quick.
No, he was a midfielder.
He's a midfielder. Did he come from another Premier League team?
No. A lot of people forget that he played for us.
Is he still playing?
This is a tricky one. I like this.
Oh, he's retired.
He's retired. I believe he's retired anyway. He should be. The way he performed for us, he definitely should be.
So he was terrible for West Ham as well, okay.
No, I wouldn't say he was terrible. He just didn't play much. He played a few games, but
I think I know the player.
I'll let you think about it.
I think I know the player.
Go on, then.
The same?
But I know the player, but I can see him, but I just can't remember his name. Because
Tell us then, Nicky, we need to know.
Oh, you want to know the answer?
Yeah?
Nene.
Oh wow! I actually forgot he actually played for
everyone.
PSG, innit?
Yeah,
he used to play for
PSG.
Oh my god!
Nene.
He was a quality player as
He
well,
was
man.
back in the day, yeah.
Oh, well, you know, Switzerland, I've just realised they've got a Kanji as well, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Akanji.
Solid defender.
He was the Euros. That's where he really kind of made his name and got the move to Dortmund, and then now obviously at City, he's started really well as well. I think he's filled in that right
That's a
back
great question,
a lot of the time, but for Switzerland, he's one of their bedrocks.
Wow.
I think
There we go.
one shame about Switzerland is they're missing Fabian Schär, who was a rock this season at Newcastle. He's going to be a big miss for sure.
They've been unbelievable, Newcastle. Matty Renton, you love it, Nate.
Look at that, Richarlison, 9 goals in his last 7 Brazil matches. Listen, I told you lot,
Did he score that many
Romario,
for
Ronaldo, Richarlison.
No way.
R9
No,
heritage.
hold on.
Respect it.
Hold on,
This is
hold on.
why. This is
Hold on.
Respect
What
it.
is
It's kicked off.
Hey, it's kicked off.
You're-
We go.
Doyle, you're right. It is kicking off. You said Romario.
Hold on.
This is why I didn't wear my R9 shirt this
Who
time.
was the two you said? You said
I said Romario, Ronaldo, Richarlison.
Bebeto?
What? No.
What about Bebeto?
No.
What about Branca?
Listen, open your ears
What about
carefully.
Socrates?
Open your ears carefully.
What?
Do any of their names start with R? Did they wear 9?
I said narrowing it down.
Nine.
I said
R9.
R9.
Brazil have an R9 heritage. We're just following suit.
Rivaldo.
9 goals in the last
Rivaldo.
7. 17
Where's
and
Rivaldo?
36.
The key point in this is
Where's Ronaldo?
the key point in this is when he said we're just following suit, as in somehow Spurs have a part to play.
Hey, listen, the World Cup is coming to White Hart
Rivaldo.
Listen, is that West Ham fans? Don't you always say 1966? Who won the World
West Ham
Cup?
won the World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they do.
they do say that. They do say that. Go on.
Rivaldo was number 11.
Who?
Rivaldo.
No, I never said Rivaldo.
Romario.
I did.
Aha!
I
You
said
said
Rivaldo.
Saying all the
But he
lines,
said-
innit?
No, but he said ours. He said ours. Didn't he? So Rivaldo has to be head of Richarlison.
Listen,
He was on my arse.
Rivaldo's R11. Ooh, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, you see.
We're talking R9s
You're
only,
moving the
yeah?
goalposts.
Who's R9 out here?
But to be fair, listen,
know what's
I
mad?
rate Richarlison. I
You know
rate
what's
him.
mad? Did you see on Instagram and all these socials today?
Yes,
that
I heard this.
Fred is wearing the number 10.
Is he actually
no,
wearing
Yeah,
it?
he's wearing number 10, man.
I don't believe
Oh,
that.
really?
I don't believe that.
Hey, if we see
It
it,
says here he's wearing number 8.
is he?
No, yeah,
Number
it
8.
came out
And that was the
saying-
number he was assigned.
Yeah, it came out saying earlier that he was going to wear the number 10 to boost his confidence or something because they
Get
did it in the
that.
qualifiers.
Oh my
I don't
god.
think-
But I don't think
Brazil
you can
give the
change.
number 10 to Fred.
Yeah, they did.
They deserve to be
time they
eliminated
did.
from the World
Listen,
Cup.
if they
It's
win
like
the World
giving
Cup,
Just on
Richarlison
that
number
basis.
9, innit?
who cares?
Hey. You know what? Hey, Richarlison, load something up for him, please.
He's definitely got him as well, lad. He absolutely is.
No, listen. Give Richarlison his props. Apparently, I heard on a radio station, which I won't name,
That's foul.
from an ex West Ham player, Rio Ferdinand. Apparently, according to him, he was saying that after Richarlison scored that goal, he gained 4
Yeah,
million
4 million.
Overnight.
followers,
Overnight.
which is unbelievable. Can you imagine?
Ty, I think people underestimate what the World Cup is. I think because
That's what
we've
I mean.
grown up over the last decade or so in the Messi Ronaldo era,
Yeah.
where Champions League has dominated, I feel like a lot of the younger generation have almost discredited international football and pedestalized club football. I swear
Yeah.
to you, you got to remember all these games are on one at a time. The whole
Yes, that's right.
world is watching one game at a time.
Apart
This
from
is
the knockout.
this is why they
Viewership
call the World
of a
Cup.
couple of billion, I think.
Literally,
it's not shared,
this is
is
why
it?
they call the World Cup
The
the
Spanish-
biggest stage in the world.
Absolutely,
when you
yeah.
score a goal like that for Brazil,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
extra across the goal, free kick from Brazil there. Ooh, nice and early start.
Proper
But it's
facts, that Fuad.
it's the
Proper
biggest
facts,
stage
lad.
in the world, and I feel like when
Yeah.
you on his debut, an iconic goal, winning the game. Oh, that is of course. The whole world has seen that. Everyone's going to run to
see
his
some
Instagram
old
page
football,
and
man.
see what he's up to.
I see some content on DR Sports as well.
Yeah.
Robbie and the boys out in Qatar.
Yeah.
Flex done a brilliant video where he was sort of talking to the Morocco fans after beating Belgium, and
Yeah.
like you don't, when you think about football, when I think about football, because we're in this Premier League bubble, I think of the Premier Leagues, Serie A.
The top
Yeah,
European
the
league,
top, the top league, and
Yeah.
you forget. So, like, this sounds arrogant, but you forget there is football going on in Morocco and the likes of Ghana, and you forget about.
I swear.
How many people like levitate to this sport until the World Cup comes
Yeah.
along, and it's such a wonderful thing to see. You know
It is,
I see
it
a Morocco fan. They're celebrating it. And I'll remember this result for the rest of my life.
forever.
Forever and ever.
Saudi Arabia.
And that's
what
Saudi
it means.
Arabia, yeah.
And that's
Football's
what it
becoming
means.
more
Saudi Arabia,
international
yeah.
now, it is.
Canada
It's
even
like-
scoring a goal.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
them few minutes, they're elated.
It's like you forget, even like Egyptian league, Indonesian league,
Yeah,
Norwegian
yeah.
league, all these leagues that we might not know or watch or think are the highest in quality. There's still huge populations there that actually go and support these old clubs. Switzerland almost like
Alisson.
Alisson doing what he does best, coming out.
Well, you say
Feel
that.
that, lads, because
Oh, he shaved the
He
tash
shaved
off
it
though,
off.
man.
It was
Come
wonderful.
on.
He did, yeah.
We was in, that was like proper 1970s
wonderful,
Rivellino style.
Rivellino's another one.
Listen.
Oh.
Ooh,
the way he stopped that ball. that was
gambling.
mad.
Brazil gambling at the back here.
Oh, bit
Risky,
shaky.
risky.
Is that Fred?
Can Switzerland take advantage here?
I think, Nick, it's because you don't hear about it, isn't it?
And that's the thing, we don't hear
We're
about it,
ignorant,
but this
that's why.
but
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
think about the top league.
I wouldn't say,
anyway.
Nick, I wouldn't say ignorant, I'd say insular.
No, I'd say ignorant.
Because what it is that I know a lot of leagues. When I say I know about Zamalek and all that, they say you know about that
No,
league.
but this is-
I just
but Kai, what
concentrate
you-
on
what you
us.
forget is
But I
it's-
know about football all over the world.
it's only over the last decade or so that we've even had, let's be honest, regular access to the La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A. 10 or
Yes.
15 years ago, you'd only get highlights on Euro goals
you
or
s-
4 a.m.
Well, I used to sit there watching
Channel
Golasio,
4.
yeah.
Golasio on a
morning.
Sunday,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it wasn't as readily available. This is now you've got it. You've got more access than ever. I feel like.
Yeah, no,
club
to football. You have, yeah,
and that's
you have,
why
yeah.
I feel like sometimes these other leagues might get forgotten because we're so focused on what's on our doorstep.
That's
Yes.
FIFA's job, lad. This is FIFA's job, right, to make football accessible to everybody on the planet. FIFA has made football centralised to Europe for so long,
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
in the 80s, 70s, and now we're seeing it come to fruition where, Saudi Arabia are beating one of the best South American teams. Like,
Yeah.
there is football everywhere, and not only that, we're pulling players from all these different countries now
Yeah.
that come to the
Exactly.
Premier League.
Exactly.
Like, it's mad. Like, African football wasn't rated very much 20 years ago.
Facts.
Now you look at these
No.
Ghana teams and Senegal, they're two of the best teams in the
Crazy.
world, lad.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you're looking at Liverpool, for example, I'm not bringing it back to Liverpool, but two of the best players that we've ever had are two African wonderful footballers, like Sadio Mane and Mo
So
Salah.
if you want to bring him back to Liverpool, that's fine.
No, but it's true. In that scenario, it's actually a very good point.
It is a good point. It is a good point.
It's
It is
been
a good point.
centralised to Europe for so
It
long.
has,
and
it has,
it's
it has.
beautiful to see. And
It
also,
has.
do you know what else it brings? Different styles of football that we ain't
Yeah.
seen before, lad.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's why the World Cup's boss. And you were saying earlier how it's like everyone's watching this game, and I didn't think about that, right? When all the different leagues are divided, Spanish watch the La Liga,
Yeah, La Liga.
English watch the
And we're
Premier
all
League.
on at the same
Italian-
time.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't necessarily, it's not always watching one game. This
Yeah.
is one game, and that's why you get kids coming from the World Cup that go to all these top teams
That's great.
because they get a stage to perform in.
Mate.
And
That's why we bought a league. That's why
And
we
do you
bought
know
a-
the other thing as well is the
Yeah.
World Cup, it brings the casuals out. You know those people?
Yes.
My mum doesn't
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
football
yeah,
ever. But World Cup, she's got a little schedule sheet out. She's like, Alright, I'm supporting all the African teams. I'm supporting all the Muslim teams, and I'm like,
that's nice.
even my mum's getting involved. I'm
love
like,
that.
all the casuals getting involved.
Yeah.
All those people around the office who never care about
Yeah,
Premier League.
yeah,
It's like all of a sudden, England, let's go. I'm in.
Do you know, they go, you're into football, aren't you? What was the score later? To get into discussion.
It's quality, man.
It's
quality.
great. And also, what's also fascinating is the fact that in other parts of the country, it's different times of the world as well. Everybody's watching the game at the same time, but different time, and it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. It's great. No, it is great.
Yeah, actually, some of my cousins, like, they're in America and they're having to wake up at like 5 a.m. to watch the.
But they're waking
10
up to do it though.
100%.
And I'm not missing this, lad.
I don't feel sorry for you, lot. We've got to do that for all the UFC, the boxing, all the
Did you
MMA.
watch the tournament in Japan?
Yes.
That was
early.
ridiculous time.
Very early.
I remember
the
skipping
England-Brazil
school.
game was on at
10 in the morning.
6 a.m. or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
England-Brazil was at like 9 in the morning. I remember I was getting ready for school and I told Mum, "No, I'm skipping today."
Yeah, but you get up for it. You get up for it though when you want to do it.
What was you going to say, Alessandro?
I was just going to say, like, you know, like all these countries, like people in Australia, you know, in the Asian countries, they get up at 4 a.m. to watch their domestic clubs. Like, people don't realise how much people love football. Like,
Yeah. No,
you always see it on social media saying, oh, I've got up, like, let's say their team loses, they go, I've got up at 5 a.m. I've got work in like 3 hours, and I'm just like,
but I can't miss this game.
but I can't miss this game. That's the same with this, and I think the 4 games each day in this group stage with different timings is like, it's not just for one particular continent. It's
true.
For everyone.
Today, and that's smart as well. That's actually a very good point as well. And I think today will be the last day where we have the 4 games in one day. And Trevor here says it's 3 a.m. on the West Coast for the first day.
No way.
So, people are getting up really early, man.
Is this the last day of 4 games, is it?
Yeah.
Heartbroken.
I'm telling you, man.
It's a shame.
I'll be honest with
We've
you.
almost been like drunk off
When I
football.
sat there and watched the 0-0 draw at 10 o'clock in the morning, I was thinking, I can't wait for it to finish 4 games a day.
There have been 1 or 2 games that have made you think, yo, why did I wake up early for this?
No, but still, even so, lad, I'm game for it, lad. I woke up this morning, it was like just before 10. I woke up, lad, and the first thing I did was grab me lappy, lad, put it on my lap and go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
sat there with a cup of tea for a little bit.
Argentina-Saudi Arabia was a 10 a.m. game.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great. When do you ever get the chance to do that?
What did I watch the other day? Japan,
Costa
Costa Rica, man. Oh, I'm not well done, Costa Rica, but that was a boring game.
He's offside.
Yeah,
To watch.
that was a
Offside.
rough one.
You're
On a
playing
Sunday.
way offside. Richarlison.
Boss. That's why it's very important that the football has so much power and so much influence. Everybody loves it so much.
Yeah.
So it's important that FIFA do the right things. Always.
No, it's true.
10 minutes just gone now. Still no shot for either side. 60% possession to Brazil, 40% to Switzerland at the moment.
They're not playing bad, Switzerland, mate. Definitely not.
They're not.
Brazil are not having it their own way.
Will do something for them today. I think he's got 4 goals in his
that's
last 3
a foul on the
Switzerland games as well.
Oh, they don't.
Is that yellow?
If Richarlison got injured, who are they sticking up front?
Jesus,
that's
Martinelli.
it, yeah.
They've got options.
They have got
depth,
options.
man. Depth.
It's ridiculous how much depth they
It's
got.
ridiculous what they got.
One of the best strikers in the league.
I mean, you're not getting the same like for like in quality.
Oh my God.
No, you're getting better.
I know, I was about to say that. I was listening to
Apples and oranges,
You're getting
tomato, potato.
You're getting a striker that's top of the league.
That's all they can say.
It is weird that Jesus is not starting considering the form that he's been in this season. Like, he's been brilliant.
Well, that's we was talking about William Saliba Doyle about him, and I think some of our fans were saying that they're disappointed that he's not starting. I'm not disappointed that Gameday is not starting. Because when you go to your national team, if you're the best in your league, doesn't mean you're the best in the country. That's fine. You've got to accept that.
It's true.
You have to accept. So
But what about when the
Tottenham
striker's playing in front of him?
He doesn't like
I
it.
don't mind. I don't mind because listen, obviously Gabriel wants to play, but listen, if we're top of the league and Gabriel J is second to Richarlison, I'll take that.
Here we go.
Squares.
Richie boy. Unlucky.
I don't
Good bit
mind
defending
it.
from
That's the
Switzerland
type
there.
part of his game that I think.
I don't mind.
Final ball.
He's great in the box. In the box, lad, you get his head on it. He's tough, lad. But his bit of finessing, that is where he lacks, I reckon.
Well, I think that's all he can do, really.
He played for Everton for many years, lad, and he was a little when he played for Everton.
It
So
reminds me of a pigeon. I don't know why.
Charlison, yeah.
That's his actual thing. He calls himself the pigeon.
Does he really?
Yeah.
that's why he does that.
That's
yeah.
a celebration.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Crew hive.
Reminds me of a pigeon.
Crew hive in the chat. I see you lot.
That's how they assess.
Oh, look at that football! One touch from the Richie there, stumbling over his feet, man. He knows that was killing the move.
Great football.
That is Samba Brazil there, man. One touch. Look at that. Zip, zip.
Great football.
And
Terrible.
tripped.
Great.
Richie there, man.
Yeah,
That finesse. That's what we're talking about. That little razzmatazz. Need that there.
Razzmatazz. Wow, I've been doing that for a long time.
Come on, man. Step your vocabulary game up, bruh.
No, I like it. No, I like it. I've been doing that razzmatazz for a long time. I like it.
Brazil just starting to find their groove in the first 15 minutes here. Can they get something?
I think my Swiss boys are holding their own, to be honest.
Oh, is that your team in the sweepstake?
My team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Boy, I can only see one winner though. No, seriously.
Well, let me just tell you this now. Out of all competitions, Switzerland have won 2 games and Brazil only won 1
Yeah, I've seen
in the
that.
last 4.
I've seen that.
It's a good record, to be fair.
It's a good record, but I can't see.
Oh, here comes
Nice.
Switzerland. Brill. Oh,
that a
foul
yellow?
there from Casemiro, is it? Is that a booking?
It should be a booking. If he's caught him, it should be a booking.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah, I'd give that as a yellow. The fact that he kicked the leg out at the end there, I would have.
I wonder what cheating club he's learned that from, eh?
What are you saying? they learned that at club level, yeah?
Absolutely.
Casemiro's a professional shithouse, man. He does
No,
that for a
he's
living.
superb. He's superb. He's superb.
That's his bread and butter there.
Well, then the thing
Shaka
is-
wearing the number 10. Lining up here. Can we
Good
get a
idea.
Shaka boom?
We haven't got a screamer yet, have we?
I've been saying, listen,
We
when
need
you
the- we
hit
need the screamer.
the World Cup screamer, that's another one. It's like those Richarlison bicycle kicks. Those are iconic moments. Whenever this tournament is remembered, that Richarlison goal is going to be one of the first things brought up. Come on, Shaka, can you give us something? They got a one-man wall as well. That is begging
Yeah, I want to
to
see
either
screamer.
have his head
Ban
kicked
that.
off or
No.
training ground piece here maybe.
I've got to say that is a yellow card for.
Oh no, has he fluffed
Casemiro
it?
then.
Has he fluffed it? Yep, he has. I hate
Now
short
bang
set
it.
pieces, I swear to you, with all my soul.
I don't feel. I don't really. I don't.
Completely
can't see
wasted. Free
It was
kick in a
it
good
was wasted.
position as well, man.
It was wasted.
I always say set pieces, you got to take advantage of them, man. Never waste them.
Who's that?
Yeah, we've seen so many coaches talking about how they're training set pieces and how much of a difference it can make. I think modern football nowadays, you've got to look at every single little detail and work on it. It's as simple as that. So that's how you get the edge.
Oh,
Oh,
press that.
if that was short, he's
Go on,
he's
Richie,
on
this is your bread and butter.
Oh, it's a lovely chip from the goalkeeper.
Where's the followers? Who else is pressing? Come on, man.
That's why Richarlison plays. That is exactly why he plays.
Set the tempo.
He's hungry.
Yeah.
Wants the ball. I'll
Got
give him
that
that. He's
dog
good
in
at that. So I mean, bulldog. That's what I see him as, lad. A bulldog. Tough.
That
tough
was my
kid.
issue with the price I think we paid for him. I'm like, are we paying 60 million just for a guy to be backup and a dog? Or like chase lost causes and then we're going to, clap him up because I was like, I want to see end product. I want to see goals. So when I saw him in that Fulham game, boom, I was like, man of the match performance. Marseille, big moment. I was
Yeah,
like,
he scored
Champions
well.
League
He did.
debut, you turned up. Boom, let me see something. Since then in the league, he's been in and out of side with injuries, of course, as well. But he hasn't been the greatest. I said, can he come to Brazil now? Breath of fresh air. You know what he's like when he comes into this team. And to be fair, it started off well. I just hope he can go there, have a good tournament, second half, come back. Because I'll be honest with you, looking at Son Heung-min's performance today in that Korea game as well, that guy is on a steady decline. And I don't know if Spurs fans want to admit it to themselves, but I think he's.
You think he's on a steady?
I think he's
really?
on a decline. And
After
even
his
last
best
year,
season?
I think last year when he scored the goals, it papered over a lot of the cracks. Because if you looked at his game when he wasn't scoring, he wasn't contributing much. He's now become almost like a final third player where he just waits on the last shoulder. Finishing wise, still one of the best.
Yeah.
But that is all he's given us. And if he's not scoring, what are you contributing?
Interesting.
That's my issue with him. So Richarlison, I'm hoping if he can have a good tournament, left wing, you can come and compete for that position because I know he's played there for Everton and done well.
Yeah,
Up front,
yeah.
I know you can come and cover for Kane, but I don't like Richarlison in the right wing role we've played him so far. I think it's unnatural for him.
Okay.
So listen, have a good tournament. We'll see where this goes. Second
So
half.
you've been playing Richie on the right.
Yeah,
Obviously, his
Pretty
best
much.
position is through the centre.
it's
lad.
through the centre or sometimes coming off the left where he can kind of cut in and shoot. On the right, you're kind of expecting him to cross it and give
He's
that
not going to
delivery.
get over Kane, though, is he?
No.
Let's be fair.
No, he's
No,
definitely
he
not.
won't.
I don't think Son's done. I don't. How old is he?
Listen, he's still good enough to give you something. I'm not saying he's completely finished, but I'm saying I don't think Son is ever going to hit the peak level performances that he would consistently give you over a season. He'll give you bursts like he always has, but now it's just not as potent and he's not as influential throughout games.
Some
and for
could
a
go
guy
to
who's
Fuad.
constantly being debated, is he world class, is he not? I don't feel like you should be having those types of conversations if you're not really influencing a game or dominating games.
It's true, but also not to disrespect.
World stage now, you've not turned up in any of the group games so far. It's like
true. He hasn't scored. No, there was a few times where I think he was second guessing himself in the game today, where he'd cut it back onto his right instead of just hitting it with his left, or vice versa. But you got to look at the squad that he's playing with today. I mean, no disrespect to them, they're not all world class players, lads. So you can't expect a lot from him. In teams like
I'm seeing players in worse teams still turning up and performing individually. So that's the reason why with this World Cup I don't want to be just overlook it, because I'm seeing players in much worse situation where I'm thinking, if he can turn it on, why can't you?
I think you've got to look at it by season. Last season he had a great.
He's playing well.
Richie's
today.
hungry for that goal, you know.
Paqueta.
Yeah, Paqueta's playing well. I think he has more
Great
freedom
ball
this
there
game.
near post. He's another one. He could use this tournament as a confidence booster for the second half of the season. Really kickstart himself.
I mean, imagine Brazil win World Cup. West Ham have got a World Cup winner in the squad. Mad that, innit?
We won the World Cup, bro.
You knew that was coming. That's what I mean. The
So
boost
Alison,
will give.
actually, lad, we'll have a World Cup winner as well. That'd be nice, that actually.
Listen,
Exactly.
everyone gets a little something. Arsenal eat. Even United eat with
West Ham,
Casemiro.
United.
Everyone gets to eat when Brazil win.
I can't say the same.
Chelsea get to Spurs. That'd be the team new ones.
Chelsea listen,
Oh my
Premier
God,
League
that's a
might
lot.
have to unite under Brazil when England goes out.
That's a lot. Wow.
I feel like what we were talking about Paqueta earlier with West Ham. He kind of struggled with, before he was at Lyon, he was at Milan, and one thing
Struggled there, isn't he?
he struggled there because we were playing in a position that he wasn't used to. I think when he gets the freedom, he can be a top player, and he was at Lyon. He had Guimaraes behind him. Also, like, he's the one that picks everything out, and then them two working.
If someone's there for that, all my days.
Oof.
But I know he
So
has
lucky.
like Declan Rice, but I think just the way West Ham are playing right now it's just not helping him.
As well as, like, everyone hails Declan Rice as one of the best centre-backs and centre defensive mids in the world, and I don't really agree, if I'm quite honest with you, lad. I really don't. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's one of the best CDMs. I think he has a mad gait when he comes to the football. Like, his gait is weird. He doesn't necessarily strike the ball with his laces ever, and he always does it with his side foot. Last game, it made me check him a little bit. Declan Rice did.
I think he is good.
I think for England
Definitely
he's
a good
just being
footballer.
suppressed a
Definitely
little
a
bit
good
more, where
footballer.
West Ham he's definitely got a little bit more freedom to kind of get involved in the play going forward, whereas a lot of the anchoring in midfield is reliant on him, let's be honest. So
When I think of CDMs,
think-
and I think of the best CDMs, I think of like the Kante's and the Makaleles, and they were unbelievable. I don't.
Yeah, but they're legends, aren't they?
but you got
Declan
to also
Rice like
remember,
They're legends.
them
aren't they?
at his age, were
How
they
old
doing
is
the
he?
same? He's still 22.
Is he 22?
Yeah,
He's
young.
22.
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think a lot of people, one thing I've
I thought
realised,
he was like
with
26
especially
then.
like defensive midfielders and like deep line playmakers, I don't think they get their full appreciation till they're about 28, 30.
He won't
I think
get- he
before
won't
that
be-
they're always seen as
He
Carrick.
won't be fully appreciated till he goes to a big club.
Mate, I'm telling you, Pirlo, Carrick,
But I'm just
Xavi.
saying-
I look at all of those great deep line players, and they're always, once they get to their later years, it's like, oh, now I see why the manager's always been picking this guy. You start to see the kind of underlying and understated job that they do in teams.
I agree. I play centre defensive with myself. I love that position, and there's a lot you can do. You get a lot of the ball in that position. It's the same though. I just think
And you've
English
just
players,
got to do the neat, simple, tidy
Yeah,
job
yeah.
almost. It doesn't get appreciated. Like, I'm sure Fabinho, you feel like at times, doesn't get the credit he deserves at Liverpool. Henderson, for a
this
long
season.
time, you could even say when he was playing in that role.
He's nearly in.
I think
feel-
England players are definitely hyped more than he should be. If
I agree.
Declan Rice
That's the
was
Premier League,
Spanish,
isn't it?
If Declan Rice
Exactly.
was Spanish, he would not get into the Spanish team, probably, lad.
Well, if he was called Declan Rico.
Yeah, exactly, lad. Declan Rico. And it's same with, like, I don't think he's a brilliant player. I don't think he's not good at all. That's not what I'm saying. These are good footballers. But it's the same with, like, Mason Mount. Great player. But not the
England,
media
he's
makes
never
them
really-
seem like they're some of the best players in the world. And I'm like, are they? Like, I do think Phil Foden, though. I think he deserves all the praise that he gets because he is definitely one of the best technical English footballers I've seen, without a doubt.
Well, I wholeheartedly disagree with the nice comments, mate.
Of course,
I see him week in, week out. He's special. There's something special about that boy. As I said, like, I don't think this season, especially this season, I don't think we've seen the best of him because of the people that he's playing with. When he starts to play with world-class players week in, week out,
maybe we'll see a different side.
The moon is you know, if
that's
he
the
goes to the moon. Yeah, honestly, he's got everything, and I mean everything. But then, you know, when you're playing for West Ham, you don't get the spotlight put on you so much as you do if you're playing for a Manchester City or a Liverpool.
Chelsea or United or something.
You know what I mean? So,
and what people will do is when West Ham play against like a Man City and they see that one game on a Sky Sports and West Ham might lose 2-0, 3-0, they're like, I told you Rice is not that good. And it's like you're judging him based off that one game that you've seen in maybe 8 weeks.
True.
He's got all the tools.
I mean, I watch a lot of football, as you know, and that's why we all watch these games. I think don't think he's a bad player whatsoever. I just don't think these players are as good as the media makes them out to be. That's what I would say.
Big up Big Ash sending the super chat as well. He says, Fuad, do you think it's Conte's fault? Tactics at fault since Richarlison has yet to score in the Premier League seems wasted in your team. As I said, I think it's because he's playing this kind of right-wing role, but it's also because it's been forced upon him. Because Kulusevski's been injured, he's been kind of forced to play there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. I think tactically he has been kind of misused, which isn't getting the best out of him. I think anytime you do that with a player and he's adapting to a new club as well, there's going to be some teething period. With Brazil, you can see
done a lot of mad things, hasn't he, at the start of the season?
There's a lot of... That squad has needed an entire overhaul for so long, and I don't think you're going to solve it in one window. And Conte, you can try and say you can do a quick fix as much as he can, but listen, that job is going to take more than one window. And I think Richarlison, give him time, man. Listen. As I said, I was one of the people that was one of his harshest critics when we signed him because I was like, that's a lot of money for someone who I think is going to be a backup to the three that we've got. From Everton as well, who was supposedly in financial trouble. So I'm like, hey, we could...
How are they in financial trouble? They've got loads of dough.
I have no clue. At the time in the summer when we was talks with him, they were talking about they had 4 days to pay a certain amount. Is that a penalty?
It's not, he's got the ball. Because if he didn't, he would have been. He's got the ball, so you've got to say it's a great challenge.
I do like the way Switzerland are not backing off though. They are trying. I like that.
They are
taking the game to them.
Tough. They're a tough team.
Yeah.
But the question is, can they keep this up though with Brazil?
That's what usually happens in around 60th, 70th minute against teams that high press and they can't keep relentless. You usually drop off at that moment. So I would say Switzerland need a goal before the 60th, 70th.
Absolutely.
Something for them to hold on to.
Yeah.
Keep them running and stuff.
Big up Hit 44 on the super chat as well. He says Richie gets banter because of the Peaky Blinders cut.
Yeah, I've got a Peaky Blinders cut.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It is a bit of a butcher's fade.
He went short back and fucked the rest, lads.
Navas has got the worst trim in his World Cup.
No, I haven't seen it, you know.
Neves?
Ruben Neves.
Navas, the goalkeeper for Costa
Oh,
Rica.
Navas. Kayla Navas, sorry. Oh, is it? Okay.
So, standings in this group right now, because, who've they got in their group? Cameroon, is it? No, yes.
Cameroon and
No,
Serbia.
Ghana, it's Ghana.
No, it's Cameroon.
Cameroon and Serbia.
Cameroon and Serbia, and they're both on 1 point.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're both
And
on
they
1
drew
point.
3-3, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which was brilliant. I mean,
So really,
brilliant comeback
a
from
draw in
Cameroon.
this game would kind of suit both teams, to be fair.
Yeah, it would.
So my worry is that if by the 60th minute this is still a draw, both teams might go, you know what, let's kick back.
Yeah, it's chill.
Although Brazil might
I
turn
don't
on the
think so.
samba then, who knows, eh?
I don't think Brazil.
Bring the boys out.
There we go.
Oh, Vinny, it's time!
Oh, he should have bet.
No,
He missed that.
he's
He
got
missed
scored
that.
that. What a great
He
ball.
misclicked that, man.
What a great ball.
And that's
Good
the
save,
annoyance
though.
with Vinny,
Good
man.
save, but a great ball.
Is he onside as well?
Rafinha.
If he is onside there,
He's
oh
onside.
my
Amazing
God.
Offside.
You must bury
He hasn't hit it cleanly, has
You've
he?
got
hasn't
to
hit it
bury
clean, no.
that.
No, he hasn't. He's hit his,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
hit
it's
his
not hit.
knees.
hit his calf.
Come on, Vinny.
Yeah, it's been a bit mad.
That's what we said with those super fast players sometimes. They're almost too quick for themselves. They're not in correct positions sometimes. The clean contact is missing.
Good.
That's a big chance.
Oh, go on.
Is there somebody there? Scramble in the box. That's still in.
Oh!
Go on then.
So I know we're not watching this game right now, but tomorrow is a big game in it for England, massive game for England. And I was talking about Dec Rice and the midfield and whatever else. And I think that's where we struggled in the USA game. We were getting overlooked. No, the midfield could not keep hold of that ball, lad. And I don't know who it was. There was no single player to blame. I think America just outworked us. But who are we going to start tomorrow, lad? Because last tournament, I agree that Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips were our 2 best players. They were definitely our best players. This tournament, the centre mids, lad, Bellingham, he's our best one. Who are we going to start next to him?
Well, I saw that Henderson's starting over Bellingham.
I think Henderson should start.
Over Bellingham, though.
I don't know
Bellingham.
about
I don't know about
Bellingham. They should pair them together for when they play together next season. No, but I think
you're saying Henderson and Bellingham together.
He's a natural born leader, Henderson, and I think that's what we were missing in the midfield. Declan Rice is definitely a leader, but he's lacking the experience. He hasn't won many cups. He hasn't been through these cup games, like all that type of stuff.
Brazil almost broke away there.
I think tomorrow I play Bellingham, Hendo, and Dech. Keep hold of that
Still
ball.
not Foden?
No, Foden in the left, lad. Put him on the left, in the left wing.
I don't know. I'd go for I'd see
Take
if I
Sterling
can get
off, lad.
Foden in the 10. And do you know one thing I think that's really killing England? Gareth needs to grow some balls, in my opinion, and tell Kane to stop dropping deep. This is not Tottenham Hotspurs. We
Stay at
don't
the
need
box,
your
stay in the box.
creativity in deep. We have controllers, we have midfielders who can get you the ball in position. Where you are the most dangerous in this team is being in that box. Similar to like what Fergie told Rooney. I feel like him dropping so deep lacks that focal point, because even when he gets it, Rashford and Saka or Sterling are not in behind runners like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Saka likes getting the ball to feet and dribbling with it.
Yeah.
Sterling likes receiving at the back post rather than running in behind. So it's not, they're not Son. You
They
can't
need
play
to
that
get the
same
ball
thing you do at
and look
Tottenham.
up and see Kane right there for them to pass the ball to immediately, lad. I agree with that. It's going to be a difficult game for us tomorrow.
So I would get Foden
was
in
as
that
well.
hole in behind him and have Kane and maybe Sterling up top
Yeah.
and drop Mount.
I'd say, drop Mount. I'd drop Mount and
Mount,
Sterling if I'm honest.
played a 3 in midfield like that and 2 up front. Because I think even Sterling, when he played in that number 9 role with
What
Kane,
about the
he was
right
actually
back?
decent.
Right back situation, because I don't think Kieran Trippier covered himself in glory.
I'm so bloody happy that Nicky just said that. I'm so happy he said it. And I think I'm so happy, right? Because Kieran Trippier, and none of these players are bad players, okay? Let's get this straight. They're all fantastic footballers. But if Trent had the game that Kieran Trippier had last against USA, everyone would be saying how crap he is, And I just don't understand it. I don't think Trent needs to start. I don't think he needs to, because defensively we all know he's lacking a little bit, and we need to be very, very resolute tomorrow. But if we're drawing, lad, and it's 0-0 come the 60th, 70th minute, he needs to come on. He absolutely needs to come on. So who are we starting right back? Who would you start right back?
I would personally, I'd go Trent.
Trent?
I unleash the shackles and I had to give it to Trent, but I know Gareth will never in his right
No
mind do that.
way, lad.
He's literally brought him along like I've had to, purely
No
because
way would he
there's
start
no one
him.
else available. All right, you
What
can
about
come
you,
along.
Nicky? You just said it then. Who would you start, lad? You would? Really?
Well, where did we struggle last time? Creating chances. What does Trent do? Creates chances.
On a plate.
I mean, from what
And
I've
that's why I think Hendo would be great to start with Trent, because Hendo is brilliant at covering Trent. That's what he does for his club. He's been taught to do that for years. Like.
But Hendo has been failing at that recently.
I mean, this season, without a doubt, the whole team's been
So,
failing. Lad,
I don't
quite
know
honest
about
with you.
Hendo still, but Trent, I'm rocking with that shout for sure.
I mean,
for
from
sure.
what I've
He'll
seen
go Ben
from
White
Wales,
before he goes Trent now, I think.
I agree.
You think so?
I agree, yeah. Benny Blanco will start before Trent. I agree. He
Let
likes,
us know
he
who
likes
you-
pragmatic, methodical football that's a mid-block and boring to watch. That's what USA and America was. England were a mid-block and USA were just high-pressing us constantly and just going over the top of our midfield, constantly going over the top. It was horrible to watch.
Awful.
What was you saying, Alessandro?
I haven't been impressed with Wales at all. I think they've been poor. I think they were quite lucky to even draw against USA as well.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
were.
they were very good. But of course, for
They're
them,
gonna
this
have
is
to
going to be
do
like a
better.
derby
I
now.
thought we were good in the first game.
Yeah, I think
I weren't
good in the
impressed.
first game.
England were boss against
I
them.
don't think they were.
Defensively, there's problems, but the way around come to, for a team to score 6 against a team that really wasn't there to play football, it came to frustrate, and I thought we created some good chances. I thought Saka was brilliant. Are they the best team I've seen in this World Cup so far? No, but I think they're in the conversation. But going by that USA game, it completely revamped my.
Scary, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit scary, and I think that's lack of ambition, lack of ambition, lack of, I won't say knowledge, but lack of seeing the problem. Mount was the problem. There was no link between the the midfield in the front. There was no link at all. He was struggling whole game. Trippier was struggling.
Yeah.
And you've got to be pragmatic to win the World Cup. You've got to be pragmatic and
be able to read the
be
game.
able to read what's going on in front of you and see the problem. I think that's where we struggled against Italy. If it had made in the Euro final, if we'd have seen the problems before they become big problems, I don't think we'd have lost that final.
It's almost like he trusts the players on the pitch a bit too much, doesn't he?
You've
Instead
got to
of just swapping them when it needs to be done.
You've got to see the problem. You've got, with Italy, slow defence, good defence, but slow.
Yeah.
And then you've got players on there that had tons of speed on the bench, and he's just wait. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this one goes. We'll see how it goes. And by the time he gets to make them decisions, it's too late. We've got no time to impact the game. And
oh my God, Vinny on this left channel is just getting acres of space, man. I'm pretty sure that was onside as well.
Identify weaknesses.
Do you know what I would love to see?
And change the game.
I'd love to see, and you were right actually, lads. Starting Trent would be brilliant. You know why? Because we've got one of the best centre forwards in the world, Harry Kane. Imagine Trent delivering a ball to Harry Kane.
And that's where you tell Kane, sit in the box. It's going to come to you on a plate. I know you've been living with Emerson. This isn't Emerson. He will bring the ball to your feet and your head.
Whatever you need, lad. If you ask for whatever, Trent will go, no problem, boss, here you go.
Outside the boot, Trivellas, what you need, I'll deliver. How may I assist you, as he says?
I've got a feeling that Trippier's only in for his set pieces, but Walker will be fit next game.
Trent's
there for set pieces too.
He's brilliant.
I know, but that's why I think Walker gets in the side, because he scored a goal in the semi-final once.
No, he's true, the Croatia game. I do think Walker, if he was fit, starts over both of them, just because he offers a bit up front and a bit at the back, and he's a bit.
No, as soon as Walker's back, mate, we're going 5 at the back.
Yeah. I've said, I think Cam said it on Stoppage Time as well. Walker is the sole reason he plays that back three. Yeah. It's because he knows that's his get out of jail card.
He's so quick.
Yeah.
It's been a subdued game so far, hasn't it? It's Brazil have had one good chance which Vinny missed.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
but I'm really happy with Switzerland for not being pushovers here and actually seeing that he can get something out of this game if they try.
First 15, I thought Brazil were going to come bottom off the park the way they were zipping it about, and they're keeping the ball well, but not doing nothing in that final third. Not able to get that ball to Vinny.
Bit similar to the last game they were playing, innit? In the sense that
Carlos, Cafu,
Ronaldo.
Big R9. Yeah, he knows what time it is. Big R9's in the building.
He's got his haircut.
I know, like Ronaldo. How many Ronaldo cuts is this World Cup? There's probably thousands and millions, isn't he?
Iconic. This is what I'm saying. World Cup, biggest stage. It just takes one haircut. You can change your life.
I heard that haircut was meant to be a bit of an accident.
Was it?
No, I could have sworn he said something like he just got it as a good luck charm or something like. He was
so
like,
they wouldn't. They wouldn't
because
focus
he
on
missed the last final. Obviously,
Yeah.
with the '98 one, he goes the 2002 one. I just wanted something to lighten the relief in the camp mood, so he got that haircut, and then he obviously went to do the toe punt finish, and I was just like, what an iconic moment, man.
That's a legend. That he's like, I'm just gonna make all the boys laugh with me, stupid idiots. Boss that team player.
It just shows you their dressing room, though. Brazil has always been vibes, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, they're playing tambourines and maracanas coming off the
Did
bus.
you see
I'm like, bro, they are.
Samba and that, lad.
And do you know what? For a couple of years, I felt like, and I don't know if there was like a general consensus, but it felt like Brazil had almost lost their samba.
Yeah.
Where's the flavour gone? Where's the sauce gone? We're getting all these kind of Lucas Moura robots they're producing.
Liverpool legend, him, lad.
But it was like, it's missing that samba. And you feel like this Brazil team, I feel like is the first one you actually look at and it's like, yo, even with the dance moves they constantly do, you just feel like the mood is back there in the camp.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, here we go, edge of the box.
Hit that.
Ooh. Militao.
That Militao, look how high he is on the pitch, lad.
Listen, Cafu's in the stands, man. He knows he's got to do a job.
Can't believe how much Cecil looks like Militao, lad.
Wow.
Can't believe Militao, lad.
Mate,
Genuinely looks like he's playing right back for Brazil, lad.
Every time I see Cecil on my timeline, it's like, Milit.
The hell? It really does. They've got the same facial hair and
Same
everything.
everything.
It's a bit mad.
Cecil just smiles more, that's it. Cecil's the happy twin.
Rafina on the corner here. Brazil gonna score before half time. He definitely he's got a mad haircut, Richarlison, like.
Oh, not a bad ball. He's in the
Oh,
box. Can't touch him.
Too much.
Oh, stands it up.
Too much.
Stood
man.
Jan
Didn't need to do
Sommer
that.
claims it.
Yeah, this is the thing about Switzerland. Whilst they don't have the depth that Brazil do, they definitely have key players in key areas which can help them in the game. Like Sommer, like what Nicky was saying, he's proper good goalkeeper, isn't he?
Yeah.
When it comes to tournament football, a good goalkeeper can get you far, trust me. Ask Costa Rica 2014.
Ask Mexico,
Ask Mexico every tournament. I'm telling you, a good goalkeeper can get you out of jail in many situations.
Look at Szczesny.
Yeah,
Probably
Szczesny.
Prime example.
Poland in the tournament the other day.
They were lucky then, weren't they? Not lucky, like, but they got away with it.
Yeah, they
Even
did.
the Ghana keeper last game. He was going crazy.
Ziggy.
Amazing.
Look at this. Switzerland are pinning Brazil back again a little bit, lad.
They are,
I
but
like this.
it.
that's the thing.
Oh, Ricardo Rodriguez.
This is where he's good.
This-
He's got
yes.
a good... Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's oh my God.
He
Ooh.
nearly got in with the turn.
Just snuffed out. Is that Thiago Silva?
He nearly got in with that turn. Nearly.
See, there is goals there for them, lad. There is.
I think they just need to stay in the game. That's the key thing. A lot of these World Cup games, I think they've said 12 have been 0-0 draws at half time.
Yeah.
So then second half, it always just changes.
Lads.
So listen, just stay in the game.
Do you know where we had a stat come up about England, yeah? Like after the USA draw. Do you know what it is? It's the worst stat you can possibly have. We've had the most 0-0 draws in World Cup history, 12. That's why it just reminded me when you said that. Then
No
we've
way.
had 12 0-0 draws in World Cups, more than any other nation that's ever competed in the World Cup.
Wouldn't surprise me, to be fair.
Wow.
Oh, there's
England do
no
strike me as that country when you watch them at the World Cup. It's
0-0.
not going to be pretty.
12.
Everyone watches
There's too
England.
much nerves always. That's what I
Yeah.
just feel like with England.
I'd love to know what other nations think about us, actually, to be quite
They
honest
hate
with you.
us, mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate,
I'll tell you that.
It's not a good opinion, trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Like a Brazilian fan or an Argentinian fan, what
I
do they
feel like
think
the
about
Premier
us?
League is
To be
rated
fair,
very highly.
some of the fans act
The
out
national team is laughed upon.
when they're abroad. I'm surprised when I bet
That's
when
true.
England lose, they think fuck for that.
We don't put shower ourselves in glory when we go abroad, do we? Never been famous for that and all
You
that.
mean the misbehaviour?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
we're not really great at that.
And that does give us a bad name, unfortunately.
It does.
So
Our binge drinking culture, mate, that's what it
yeah.
is. The pub, mate. Beers and pub.
So what that
Why
means
is
is
it?
that
Why was you gone Cockney when you said that?
I'll be
Good. Edge
There
for
you
the
go, lad,
space.
little bit of...
Drive with it.
Oh, that was
too
a
slow,
blue,
man.
yeah. Scared there, lads. Don't go back.
Saw the yellow shirts and just chicken, innit?
Haka, haka.
that was the official World Cup song for South Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shout. And I actually thought
The
about that
beautiful
about a
Shakira.
month ago. Imagine, HGD says, imagine England with a manager like Tuchel. I think after this World Cup, it is something, if I'm the FA, I would seriously consider.
I think
Get
they might
rid
go
of
forward
Southgate
again.
and offer Tuchel as much as I can. I know he's a club manager and he's young, and it might still be a club job that tempts him. But
Yeah.
before that comes, mid-season as well, I feel like it's a prime opportunity. And I think he's someone who wanted to stay in England with Chelsea. Oh my God,
But
Switzerland on
does
the
he want a
counter
club
here.
job though?
It's very, very difficult.
Ooh,
It is.
moving.
Again,
Terrible touch.
Just breaks down on the edge of the Brazil box, man.
There we go.
Counter now, Brazil.
Kanji's quick, isn't he?
Oh, that's a
exactly.
foul. That's a foul.
That's not
That's
a foul,
a
lad.
foul.
It's a good tackle, that, lad.
I think he got the ball.
Yeah, I do too.
Well done, Akanji.
Richie's good at...
Centre back union. I'll allow it.
Why did you show... Oh, there we go. Got the ball there, lad.
No, he did. That was a great tackle.
Was, yeah. Come on, Richie, stand up, mate. Yeah, it's a
What do you lot think of that?
difficult-
Tuchel with England.
It's so hard, right, to put Gareth Southgate down. Yes, I don't like some of his football and some of the results have been bad, but also he's taken us further than we've ever been in the last 70,
Question:
50
do you
years.
think that's possibly to do with the draws
players?
that you've also had as well?
Okay, that's
Take
a
into
good shout.
consideration. You've got the best generation of players, and you've got arguably the easiest two draws.
I wouldn't say we've got the best generation of players, though. I'd say
okay,
the
the
Gerrard,
best generation
the Scholes,
since then.
Yeah,
That's
I'd say
what
that
I'm
was our
saying.
best generation, and even them managers couldn't get the best out of them. Southgate has got some of the best out of some of these players. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got to finals, semi-finals. They just wouldn't have. Yes, the run was easier than we would have wanted, but you can only beat who's in front of you, lad.
To be fair,
we got beat by Iceland, lad.
to
In
be
one of the
fair,
Euros.
Doyle, when it comes to England managers, like we've gone for them twice, but
Capello.
I think Capello, Sven,
Yeah,
Sven
right.
and then Capello. They didn't like Capello because he's got a
Pragmatic.
he's got a sort of a overlord sort of attitude, and he wanted to control. He wanted to control everything. He wanted to control what they eat. You know, it was more like a prison. You know, when you hear the stories about the World Cup when he was in charge in 2006, it was like a prison camp, and like they didn't like that. So the mistake they've made in both in both appointments when they've gone foreign is they haven't appointed a manager that has managed in the Premier League and has managed English players before, and I think. When it comes to Sven was more interested in his dick than his.
He was, yeah.
Right, let's be fair.
There's a culture to it, don't know,
You know what I mean?
I agree with this. There's a
There is
culture
a
that
culture
comes with managing a football
you
team.
have to know the culture of the country.
Do you know what
Does
would be a
Tuchel,
manager
does
for
Tuchel
England?
not tick those boxes then?
I think
He does, yeah. They've got to, if they're going to go forward. Listen, going forward is not the worst thing in the world because you get different styles of play and it introduces different ways of
German.
playing. And you know,
Germans are like
it hasn't always,
I think
you know,
the
it
lights
works
have
for the
gone
Germans,
instead.
but it hasn't always been.
What's the TV?
You know, you haven't got somebody that what can I say? They know how English players operate. You know, you've got to understand the culture. I think in all time, you know, coming over here, locking the players up into their rooms and boring them into oblivion is not going to do well with, you know, geezers that ain't used to.
Oh, Brazil!
I'll give you an example of that.
Switzerland just cleared that.
I'll give you an example of that. Imagine putting Sam
That was
Allardyce
wasted.
managing a Brazilian team.
Yeah,
Wouldn't work.
They wouldn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Who Allardyce?
Yeah, imagine Sam Allardyce managing a Brazil or something. Do you know who would actually be boss for England? Not even messing. Seriously. Jurgen Klopp, lad. Jurgen Klopp would be an amazing England manager, lad.
I think it would be.
Isn't Tuchel like Klopp like?
Yeah, that's why I said,
Like
yeah.
Klopp.
Got that like boisterous attitude, knows the culture of England. He also knows how to get the best out of his players, plays pragmatic football.
I genuinely think, and I don't know, I just feel like he's a perfect fit in all honesty. Like, I haven't had a better fit since I heard the Pochettino claims a few years back when he was our gaffer. But that's that. But at
There's
least
another
Tuchel's
one I
won
think that
stuff, do
could.
you know what I mean? You could say that.
You know, he's another one that I think could, because he's got, you know, he's got players that he knows in there, for one. For two, he's managed here for a long time. And he plays, well, PSG was a bit ropey, but
He can do both.
he plays good attacking football.
I mean, he won a Champions League with Chelsea in about 10 days, so there you go, you know what I mean? Like, he's a winner.
But then these managers, wouldn't they want to manage their country first? That's the thing.
Hansi Flick is at Germany. I don't think he's going
the
anytime
England
soon.
job is an attractive job.
It is, no,
But
it is.
it's also
it is.
an unattractive job because
At the same
when
time.
it comes
The pressure.
with the pressure and the press,
And
the
media
press
are
do
awful.
not give
Oh, wow.
you an inch.
Which is
Oh
ridiculous.
my God! Switzerland corner, they're almost getting cleared away near
They will
post.
not give you
And
an
that's ridiculous.
inch.
That's one of the reasons why.
Surprisingly, only 1 minute of added time, and there we go, half time, and it's 0-0. I believe that'll be the 13th 0-0 now in the World Cup. But listen, another 0-0. But guys, predictions are still alive. Don't worry. And listen, make sure you're getting involved in the predictions battle as well. Make sure you click the link in the description. A great chance, obviously, to get involved, win some prizes, win some money as well.
A lot of money,
You
lad.
must be over 18 to play as well. Don't forget. But guys, go get involved in the game. We're all involved as well. And don't forget, the watch along today is brought to you by Manscaped. www.manscaped.com. Take advantage of the Cyber Monday sale. 25% off using code WorldCup. Click the link in the description. Otherwise, go to www.manscaped.com.
Buy your balls a Christmas present.
Your balls will thank you. And big up Samuel Winston as well. He says, Brazil are really missing Neymar Jr. because he can beat 2 to 3 man and create chances
How
for
long's he out
forward
for?
players. They said the group stage,
Yeah.
They are,
but
yeah.
I was seeing photos on his Instagram of an ankle that looks like an auntie's ankle, to
Yeah,
be
it
fair.
was so big, lad. It was like a balloon.
But listen, speaking on that, before we come back to that as well, I just want to go to a quick video from Lee, guys. Production,
Great.
roll the tapes.
Let's play DR Sports Prediction Battle. Are you obsessed with football like me? Do you know your Senegal from your Switzerland, your Ghana from your Germany, your England from your Ecuador? Put your knowledge to the test against me or any of the others playing DR Sports Prediction Battle this World Cup. Sign up and play by clicking the link. You just have to get the most right to win. Being obsessed with football might actually pay off. Just look at me.
Everyone's talking about metaverses, but I'm well happy to be in the OG metaverse, the game that started it all. If you played, send us a tweet to @DR Sports Media. We had this room made specially for the DR Sports fan base. You can get custom-made clothing, items and furniture based on DR Sports colours. To open the shop, click the shopping trolley. There are all sorts of other rooms and games in Habbo. Open up the navigator window on the bottom right-hand side of your toolbar to see. And I'll be here once every week, and I want to see you there. Make sure to follow DR Sports on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, because we're running a weekly competition for you to interview me in Habbo.
Get involved in that, man. Habbo's a proper throwback for me, man. High school days, I love that.
Also, like the Penguin Club and all that.
Yeah, it was before Penguin Club basically. Habbo you was the real OG. I'm telling you. Lunchtimes we was getting busy there.
I might
man.
have a go, you know.
Trust me. And there's a chance, obviously, to go speak to the Don himself as well on the VIP night. So get involved in that as well. Listen, there's many things going on at DR. But what did you guys think of that first half?
Tight. I don't think either team's covered themselves in glory, but I think it's been a tight game. I think the Swiss have made it difficult for Brazil. A couple of good chances for both teams, really, without any shots. You know, you had that
Vinicius chance,
yeah, which was didn't really hit it well. But then you got that Swiss player that spun in the box, and if he'd have swung with his left instead of trying to go back on his right, I think he might have scored. But I think both teams have been as good as each other. I'm proud of the Swiss. Yeah, come on, the Swiss.
Alessandro, how are you feeling about your Brazilian boys? You think they need to pull something out this second half? You happy with that first half performance?
I think the Swiss are just playing well and they're taking it to them. That's one thing that Serbia didn't do. There's one thing where Serbia played the block of 4 and they had that block of 4, and then as soon as they got the ball, they just kick it back to Brazil. Yeah. And then it was easy for Brazil. They were calm. I think with the way Switzerland are playing, it's a bit different this game.
I agree with that. I agree. You know, you can't. That's one thing you can't say to Brazil is break us down, because they will break you down. Yeah. You know, play. You know, compete with them. And
at the moment, I think it's 6 shots to 1. Brazil 55% possession to 45. What have you made of that half, Doyle?
Is Switzerland giving Brazil something to think about, lad? Without a shadow of a doubt. And that's what I said at the start of the game. They need to do that, because otherwise, what Nicky just said, you can't put all your players at the back, lad, and then just expect a team like Brazil not to break you down, because they will, and you're just inviting pressure onto yourself. It doesn't work. You've got to go at teams like this, because you'll lose anyway. So they're not going pragmatic, they're not going defensive. Like I said, they're giving them something to think about. So I'm happy with Switzerland, like Nicky said. It's been a good game, no goals so far, but Brazil are not getting everything the way they want it. No. If Vinicius scored that chance that he had, game would have went different, but he hasn't. So
can we spin the wheel?
Yeah, I was just about to say. Half time, you know what time it is. Let's spin the wheel, baby.
I got a Manscaped gift yesterday.
Yeah.
Ooh. Listen. What we got? Saved.
Two streams in a row.
I have saved. If I get saved again, lad.
You're saying lucky charm. Tight, off you go. You're next. Let's see what the wheel has for you, bruv.
A Manscaped gift, please.
I hope. He desperately wants the Manscaped gift. Spin again.
I definitely span that thing, innit?
This ain't Wheel of Fortune, man. Come on, just
Manscaped yes! He actually asked for it and he actually got it.
Thank you.
Hey.
I'm happy with that.
That's crazy. Nick, off you go.
Yes. Lovely.
Can you win 2 Manscaped?
You must have needed that Manscaped gift.
I don't know, man. Manscaped gift for everyone.
Are your balls hairy or what?
Hello, yes, he must be, like, because he jumped on the deck there. He was like, thank the Lord.
No, it's good stuff. It's good.
Take the wheel with you.
It's good stuff. What did you say?
Don't take the wheel.
Oh, yes. Yes.
To what music?
Got some music?
You getting some music on? Oh, this is going to be
Did
wonderful,
anyone
this.
see Dan Potts?
Oh, yeah.
The samba Listen, don't say we don't give you a show over here, man. Don't say we don't give you a show. Love that, Nick.
Hey,
when I'm in. Yeah.
You gotta follow that up now, Doyle. Off you go.
I hope I don't get dance.
Hey, we need that dance off now.
Get singing.
Go ahead, let's see what I'll
That
get.
is absolutely
Half time talent show. That's what we got here.
Don't get dance.
You know it.
Two-man skate.
Manscaped gifts
Also,
for everyone.
I've seen that, yeah, to sort all this
So
out
how
for
many
me
is
in
that?
half time and it, lad, nice one.
Damn.
What's it? Stuart's 1-2. Nicky's 1-1. I've won 1. Doyle's 1-1. That's 5. I love
I
it.
need one. I
Let's
need
get
one.
one.
I
Well
need
done,
one.
well done, Doyle.
I need one. I need one. Please.
Go and get that Cyber Monday deal, man, because they need to pay
Come
for
on,
it.
come on, come on, come on,
Good
come on,
luck,
come on,
Doyle.
come on.
Dance!
You've got some big shoes
Yo.
to fill.
Exactly.
Can we get some
Can
music?
we get some music? Can we get some music? I don't think they're ready for this one. Hey, are they ready for this? Whoa! Half time, we give you a show. That's all I promise.
I tell you what, right,
Listen.
I'm not playing my own trumpet now, but that was the two of the best dancers I've ever seen.
Hey, listen.
Quality, man.
We give you something, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with Dan Potts.
Scotty too hotty.
Scotty too hotty, baby. Too sexy.
That was better than the game, that lad. That's been better than the game.
That was a
Listen,
serious
guys.
killer, you know.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Serious. Wow.
The comments
guys.
must be going crazy for that.
Hey, they're loving it. They're loving it.
Hey, if we have a DR Sports night out, it's going to be a lit, lad, isn't it?
That was brilliant.
Hey,
Wow.
don't kill me. Listen, second half's about to kick off again almost. Let's get those predictions. Guys, remember you can get involved in the predictions battle as well. Click the link in the description. Guys, let's just revise those predictions again. Oh, let me catch my breath as well. Damn. I ain't had to move that much in a long time.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Well, if you thought my dance was good, you give me a couple of drinks, man. You see me up there. Like, busting moves like Justin Timberlake. It's just that it supples the muscles. You know what I mean? I'm 40 now, nearly 40. You know what I mean? So
Nicky Timberlake there, lad.
Wow.
So we were saying, Alessandro, you said 3-1, wasn't it? You still sticking with that?
that'd be a tough one now.
Yeah.
I mean, second half, we have always seen games open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think when that first goal goes in, teams are always like, ooh, now I have to come out and play.
I'll stick with it.
Stick with
Yeah, I'm
it?
going to stick with it.
Ty, where you going? You said 3-0.
I said 3-0. I'll stick with it as well, but it's going to be, I think once Brazil score, maybe the floodgates will open. But at the moment, Switzerland are doing a very good job. The question is, how long can they keep this up?
Doyle.
I feel like Switzerland are going to get a goal, but I still feel like Brazil is going to overwhelm them. When it comes to, I always say this, in the 60th, 70th minute, if you're playing defensive football or if you are just chasing the game a little bit, you do seem to concede because you get tired, lad. So Switzerland absolutely need to score so they have something to hold on to, but I'll still say 3-1.
3-1 still. Nicky, where you
I
going?
think this has got all the marks of an upset. To be honest.
A creeper.
Yeah, like a little creeper. I don't think there's a lot of goals in this one. I think the next goal's crucial.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with 2-1 though.
2-1.
2-1 Brazil.
I think
yeah.
I'm leaning towards that as well. I think I'm starting to feel a 2-1 where Brazil maybe score 1 or 2, but then Switzerland, I feel like they can nick something because they've been kind of half chances and the set pieces they've been dangerous from as well. Although they haven't had any shots on target yet, I can still see something. Guys, let us
you
know.
can see, like the thing is that they've struggled to break Brazil down in the last third. But they have got like Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka's in good goal scoring form at the minute for Arsenal. You can see a little 30-yard pinger from him, and anything can happen.
Listen, and that's what we've been waiting for, a screamer at the World Cup so far. We've had a bicycle kick, we've had lobs.
The Saudi Arabia one was boss, though, and that was
that was. But I'm talking like, you know them central 30-yarders that are like Torsten Frings-esque.
Sledgehammer one, lad, like a Gerrard one, lad.
I was just thinking, when he lined up for that free kick, the best free kick I've ever seen, John Arne Risa. That's the type of guy I like.
Yes.
Really, John
Hammer is what I'm waiting for.
Just to throw one back at you, lad. Demi Payet was my favourite free kick taker ever. How wonderful were his free kicks, lad. They go like, they did the sky, lad, and then come right back down, and it's
I watched one at, we played Palace.
Yes, that's my favourite one of it, lad.
And he kept on going sort of other corner, and they lined up like an 8-man wall, because he was that good. And the goalkeeper stood on the left, and he had all the right covered, and he hit it at the goalkeeper and still beat him. The goalkeeper, and it was pinpoint. It was, honestly, I've never seen a better free kick.
Do you know what he did? He did for me. Demi Payet was one of the first free kick takers in the last 10 years that started the going on the goalkeeper's side to try and catch him out. And so the goalkeeper would always have a little step to go to the left, and then it's too late because it's already going to the right, and he'd be deadly at it. I loved Demi Payet.
I remember that Palace one. I was right behind where he took, and it went up. And I thought, and then it just went like a little, like it was a roller coaster.
Knuckleball, lad, up and down.
Oh, mate.
Incredible technique, man. And it's almost like a lost art, I feel like, free kicks nowadays, man. You don't see many specialists like that anymore.
I mean, this man right here, Trent, lad.
He's one of the few specialists still remaining. And listen, keep your predictions coming in as well. We've got Sadiq, who says 2-0 Brazil. 3-0 Brazil, says Niall. Ooh. People are still going with the strong Brazil. Jim Fox says 1-0 Brazil. Scorelines are starting to come down, though. I noticed that it was 4-0s and 7-0s.
0-0 half-time last game, wasn't it? It was 0-0 half-time. And what happened on the 60th minute, like I said, they broke them down eventually, and then they got a goal, and that's when the football started to open, done it? And obviously as well, with the class that Brazil have got, that Richarlison goal was unbelievable. Who's to say that something like that won't happen again, man?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I think it's going to take a bit of magic, and Brazil have got the magic.
Yeah, they do.
Every single one of them, literally all of them. Even Casemiro, mate, you can have a big long shot as well.
Yeah, you actually
Brazilian fans are great, aren't they? How boss are Brazilian fans, mate?
What are we looking at here?
The power went out in the stadium at one point.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was a TV.
That's what I thought.
I thought the TV lights had gone. I was going to go right production.
Look at the way that city's lit up, man.
It's mad, isn't it?
That's fantastic.
And it's like crazy.
You've been to Dubai, I mean.
No.
Yeah.
You're an Instagram star,
no, yeah.
Try to done no freestyles over there.
That should be your hometown, bro.
It's very true, you know, all my mates go to Dubai and that. They do all the content out there. Just go out for 2 months and then just stay there and doing content. No particular reason other than content.
Might as well go.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Cass, you live there, don't you, lads?
Do something with some views, you know what I'm saying? Kai Hall's big up for the super chat as well. He says, love Nicky's jumper. Declan Rice is going to win the World Cup for the second time for West Ham.
This is one of our... This is up the time, this jumper.
Oh, lad, I was dissing him as well. I feel so bad now. He's got a Declan Rice t-shirt.
Yeah, while you were there slamming him for 10 minutes straight.
I zone out when people talk about Declan Rice. I'll defend him to my deathbed, mate. I think he's the best player that we've ever had.
I don't think Doyle started him.
The best player that West Ham have ever had.
Best youth player, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Did he come from your academy, did he?
Yeah.
I thought he come from Chelsea's academy. Why did I think that?
He was at Chelsea's, but he switched to ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Chelsea produce some talent, don't they, mate?
Yeah, sell it all.
But you know what? West Ham.
Give it all away, more.
How many players have you produced? That? Even Rio Ferdinand? You'd say he's better than Rio Ferdinand?
Yeah.
Wow.
At this age, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Carrick, Cole, Ferdinand, Defoe, Lampard, all in my lifetime.
You take into as well, like he's come in broke through changed positions, the way he's developed year on year. West Ham have gone from relegation contenders to climbing into European, get to a European semi-final.
Yes.
He takes over from Mark Noble as the captain. Like the trajectory he's been on under West Ham, I don't think Rio Ferdinand or any of them have actually done. I think ability-wise, you could say maybe like Defoe and some of them were better, but for what they've done for West Ham,
Rio Ferdinand, he never really hit the heights until he went to Leeds.
Okay.
And that's what I'd say about Declan. You know, when he got himself surrounded by world-class players, he's honestly, he'll go to the moon. He'll go to the moon.
Oh, he just had an
he
announcement.
deserves it as well. He's a nice kid. He's
Just
got
had an
a nice
announcement
kid.
coming
Got a lovely,
as well.
lovely family.
Oh, that's nice.
An update on the prediction battle as well. An announcement's just coming for the rest of the tournament. If you sign up and deposit £5, you will get £5 extra free credit to play with any league you want as well. So that's top up and deposit £5. You get £5 credit.
What, an
free
extra
on
fiver?
top, an extra fiver on
An
top.
extra fiver?
An extra fiver. So that's a tenner you got there. You remember, you
Accrington
must
Stanley.
be over.
Do you know how many times I've heard that living down south? It's unbelievable.
Hey, listen.
I love that.
Shout out the guys over there, man.
Said you score as many goals as Ian Rush.
That's true.
Ian Rush says.
Second half started off now. See if we can get some goals in this, hopefully. Listen,
Give me some.
you know what happens when I'm here. It's only a matter of time, guys. It's only a matter of time.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think Tite's going for it now. He's bought on Rodrigo for Paqueta.
Listen,
Paqueta, yeah.
Rodrigo's the impact man as well.
He is.
You've seen what he did in the Champions League. Here we go, Vinny.
Oh,
Offside.
Offside again,
Man,
lad.
you got to time it, man. You're getting worse than Inzaghi out here.
That is miles offside, lad.
Expecting the ball quicker, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Soggy, what a player.
There's no need for him to be offside either, is it? So quick.
Yeah.
And when you're looking along the line, there's no excuses for that, really. I hate that.
What's that?
When people are
Getting caught offside when you're looking across the line, you're that quick that you really don't
It's
need
just
to.
low IQ, isn't it? Oh, go on.
I wouldn't say no IQ. It's just they're just getting a bit ahead of themselves, aren't they? They
Excited.
excited, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Some of them have got no IQ.
That's, I think football and IQ is something that you develop as you get experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Really is
Definitely.
that. That's what Thiago Silva has bags of.
Yeah.
Bags and bags of IQ.
I always find it's easier gained in central positions more than it is out wide.
Because you've got to be effective and
You're constantly,
yeah.
head is on 360.
You've got to be effective as well. If you don't produce assists or goals on the wings, lad, then you don't really get played. So you only get like 5 games and you get taken off in the midfield.
What's your favourite type of footballer? Do you like a classy defender? You know, a winger that can burst with speed? Do you like a midfield maestro?
My favourite,
Dynamic centre forward? What
a
one?
box-to-box midfielder
Midfielder.
who is technically very sound,
Yeah.
but is an absolute bruiser. Examples, Arturo Vidal is a great example. Someone who, you know, when he gets in the final third, he
He's
can
full
give
of
you
energy
something,
like a bulldog.
but full of
but-
energy
but
and
skillful
does
as well.
never holds back. Those are my favourite type of players.
The best number 8. You know what I'm going to say.
Stevie
Even
G.
like
best
Gerrard,
number
yeah.
8.
Gerrard is a prime example
Yeah.
of that.
Box to box, he is the model for modern footballers now to be a number 8. Box to box, can tackle, can shoot, can lead. I think I love number 8s. That's where I actually play myself. But I do like a quarterback, lad. I like a Thiago on number 6, lad.
Yeah.
That sits there and just pulls every string that's happening on the pitch. He can see everything. He's got a map of everything. He knows where to pass the ball, when to pass the ball. Thiago, for me, is the model for a number 6, lad. You
Yeah,
can
for
also
me-
get stuck in as well, lad. You give him a tackle, lad, and watch him jump at it.
Especially at Liverpool, I think is one of the things that's definitely.
My favourite type of footballer is that my favourite of all time is Zidane. So
Yeah.
I would say he was box to box because he
Unbelievable.
could do both.
Yeah.
But Pirlo comes very close second.
Quarterback. He's a
Superb.
quarterback.
Yeah,
mate.
just someone that sits in there and can do everything. Never breaks a sweat. Never breaks a stride.
Yeah.
Does everything so calmly. And you know who else? West is not in Pirlo's class. But I think he was a very underrated player. And I think he would have had more caps for England if Gerrard and Lampard weren't playing. It's Carrick. I think
Yeah,
Carrick
Michael
was
Carrick
that
was
sort of
boss,
thing.
lad.
I think
Yeah,
Fuad
I
brought him
agree.
For me as well, I think centre back as well. If I had to,
That's where
like
you play, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a Sergio Ramos, Pepe type defender, who, Lisandro Martinez, Romero. Those people say hatchet men, but front foot aggressive defender, but can time it right as well. For me, I think those are also.
I
Like
think
you guys.
for me it has to be a number 10.
Number
There's
10?
not a lot in the modern game anymore, but for me a number 10. That position.
It's almost like a lost position now, isn't it?
Yeah.
With all the systems that have happened now with false nines, whether it's
4-3-3s,
4-3-3s, yeah. It's almost like a lost art. I know James Rodriguez says it a lot, but I feel like he's one of the ones that's guilty of it. He was one of the last ones and let it down.
Best number 10's
Ozil.
then? Who's the best number 10 for you?
What do you mean, Messi? What do you mean?
Zidane
Messi?
counts as a 10.
Kind of, yeah.
I'd say he's an 8 in my
An
opinion.
8.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I'd say Ronaldinho's a number 10.
Ronaldinho. Yeah.
He's a number
Fantastic.
10, lad.
What a
Dino,
favourite number 10?
Maradona,
Maradona.
Ozil as a number 10 as well.
Maradona's
Dennis.
the best ever.
Incredible.
Best ever.
I'd say
Maradona.
Zidane for me.
Zidane
Number
was,
10,
he's
yeah.
up there.
I'd
He's
say
my
Zidane.
favourite
But
ever,
I can't see anyone better than Maradona, to be honest.
Maradona was the best ever.
I like Ronaldinho.
In my opinion.
I never got to watch Maradona. I know
Who
he's
did I?
hailed by all the greats as the best, so
Getting
I
some
respect it. Like, but Ronaldinho to me, it's the one that I've
Yeah.
seen, will
Oh,
always be
Ronaldinho.
the best. Always.
It's incredible. The skill level is
I
unbelievable.
do like players that you turn up and you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
With Ronaldinho, he could do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could go any way,
Yeah.
with any foot, you know, you never knew what was coming. De Canio was like that.
And he'd smile as well while he was doing it.
Yeah. He just
And look
looked like
what
he was
Canio
having
did.
fun. He'd be flicking it over people's heads, but then he could play simple ball. I remember one goal he scored against Chelsea. He stood up, he got the ball on the edge of the box.
Does that thing
And he
with his
went,
foot.
Wiggled his foot, yeah. Wiggled his foot and put it in the
And then
corner.
outside-
wiggled his foot and he just went,
Yeah.
toe
Yeah,
pump.
And Pet
Bottom corner.
corner. Yeah, I remember.
Quality.
Yeah.
Quality.
Amazing.
People coming in with some
But
super
it was
chats as
easy.
well.
You see
Full
some
breakdown says Yaya is one I would
Yaya,
say.
Number eight.
yeah,
Best
Yaya.
centre mid I've
brilliant,
seen in the
Number
Premier
8.
League.
Proper number
That's
8.
the type of footballer he'd like. Tevin says Bergkamp as a number 10.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
brilliant.
type of player.
Unbelievable.
I think he's probably the best in the Premier League era, number 10.
Do you reckon Beckham, yeah?
You think so?
Silva
Yeah.
for me.
He was silky.
David Silva.
David Silva. For
Silva
me.
was
David
unbelievable.
Silva.
Amazing.
Oof.
I-
Absolute maestro.
I have such a weird romanticise with Demi Payet, you know. And there's
Payet,
something special
oh,
about
yeah.
that player when he
Brilliant
played for
You
you.
know what I've realised? That
He was
with all
unbelievable.
technicians,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which you are,
Yeah.
they are obsessed with Dimitri Payet.
He's
I noticed that.
unbelievable, lad.
It's like,
He's honestly, some of the stuff that he produces, that he's like, it's unbelievably difficult. Some of the shots and stuff that he used to do, and his
thing is,
dribbling, oh my God.
He used to, what I used to like watching about Demi was he used to glide. And when you look at his frame, he hasn't got a frame that should be able to do that.
stocky,
Yeah.
lad.
That's why he had all the tools of to succeed in the Premier League, because he had all of them silky skills, but you couldn't knock him off. He was like an ox. He's built like a brick shit house,
Yeah.
you know. And he was perfect for the Premier League. I'm so sad he left.
I'm also, and just to give him his respect, he went, I've done the Premier League, bossing it, want to go back home. That's what he did, lad. He could have went anywhere he wanted him, lad.
Yeah,
And he
that's
just went,
not
I
the
want to go
reason
home.
why he went back home. I'll tell you the reason why he went back home off air, but
Okay,
there was problems.
okay, did not know.
Which is a shame.
Yeah. No, I don't think a lot of people do know, but...
Oh.
Switzerland outright here. Great defending there from Brazil. Oh my
Is that
God.
Thiago Silva?
Good
That is
defending.
well
Good defending.
class
Alessandro.
defending at the near post.
They're screaming for something.
do you know what?
Oh my God, Switzerland's still yet to get a shot on target.
That's a very big moment, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And I think
Massive moment.
Great tackle, great block,
Brilliant.
whatever you want to call that. It was
Got
something.
excited then, me, you know. Thought we were about to
that's
score.
what they talk about. You know, when sometimes defenders miskick those and kick them into their own goal, when they talk about positioning, getting your body right, that's right there is an example of it.
Because you can easily slice that into your own goal.
100%.
Yeah. It's very true. See, look, Switzerland come out, giving them something to think about again, lad.
They're stretching them. That's
I
what
like
they're
this
doing.
though.
They're stretching them.
I like this because it's showing teams that are going to play Brazil further down the tournament. You can get at these, you know. Oh, lad, come on.
Go on.
Hit it.
Yeah, you can see him. You can see him.
Switzerland
It's an
are
out,
coming
it's
here in
it's an
waves.
out.
Ooh, corner
It's too
ball.
late, isn't it? Once
Shaqiri
he's tried to
coming on
bring
now,
this
mate. Oh,
Yeah,
because-
Shaqiri
Yeah.
gets a free kick. Honestly, Shaqiri, another one for free kicks. Oh my God. He has a rocket free kick,
Shaqiri,
lad.
yeah.
I used to hate Shaqiri.
I love him, mate.
Do you know who Shaqiri's built like?
Playing for Stoke. I remember looking at him and I said, you look like a hobbit, man.
Yeah.
He's a little
But
fridge,
but you're
isn't he?
brilliant.
You know, he
He's
looks
a
like
little
he's
fridge,
built
massive,
like
isn't
Johnny
he?
Bravo.
Yeah, he
Unit,
is.
lad, proper unit.
Johnny
I used
Bravo
to
is
hate
exactly
him
what
because
he
he was
built like.
good.
Yeah.
He used to terrorise us, to be fair.
Well, not because he played for Stoke.
When he played, well, Stoke, I didn't like Stoke.
Nor did I. That's putting it mildly.
I didn't like the city, I didn't like the fans, I didn't like
The
team,
city,
nothing.
the city was nice.
Was it?
I thought, yeah, the city.
Stoke.
Yeah, the city
I
was
went to
nice.
Liverpool once rather than staying Stoke.
No.
We was playing Stoke, we went for a night out. I went,
Yeah.
someone said,
Remember you telling me this?
well, what should we get, an hotel in Stoke? I went, no fucking way, get one in Liverpool, I'd rather drive 50 miles the next day.
The city was nice because I went there one time with one of my relations because they wanted to go to uni.
One
up
of your
there,
relations, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's
One
what
of my many relations, lad.
No, I'll say off air, but you know what I mean. I could tell you off air,
No sugar.
but you know what I mean. I'm just saying it on it. You know, so
Thank you, mate.
no, thank
Does
you.
anyone want a hot drink?
No, thank you.
Cup of tea, please, no sugars, thank you.
Sweet enough.
Thank you.
Hey, I told you, right, I said that the first game that we watched, I was watching Qatar v Ecuador, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what I'm looking forward to most about this World Cup? It's a winter one. And I was like,
cup
cup
of
of tea with the football.
No, you did say that.
You
Actually,
wait
I
till we're
remember.
watching the World Cup, the World Cup final with a mulled wine, bro.
Love that.
Samuel Winston was just
In a woolly jumper.
Yeah,
Lovely.
We should have, for the final, we should have a Christmas jumper day.
I
That's how close it
agree.
is.
I agree with that.
I've got my Christmas jumper already, man.
Yeah, decorates.
Yeah.
Samuel Winston with a super chat here. He says JJ and Ronaldinho are my best
JJ.
tens."
JJ,
You all
the
know
number one,
how much
yeah.
I love JJ as well. I've got a Nigeria shirt with him on it because he was an idol of mine growing up. And also, he played for bloody Bolton. Bolton,
Exactly.
it's the most anti-football type.
Exactly.
Oh
What
my
is Alisson
God!
doing?
Alisson
Lucky.
getting himself in trouble there.
What's he doing? Yeah, yeah, right.
But
Anti.
he played for Bolton at a time when Djulkaev played for them.
Campo,
Giannakopoulos.
Hierro.
Stelios.
Yes, Stelios.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Oh,
He did it
goal
again.
from Vinny.
That
He
should
did
be
it
one
again.
Yeah.
Where's
Richie?
Where's Richie
And all
there?
them players that you, okay, they were towards the end of their careers. They all went to play for Big Sam.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Sam Allardyce. Remember the dance that he did together?
Yeah.
That was
Iconic. Iconic. I mean, terrible, but iconic.
Yeah,
That's why
Didn't they recreate it
terrible
at some
that-
charity
yeah,
match
yeah, yeah.
recently as well? Yeah, that was quality.
The thing is, though, the only thing is cut Allardyce out, and it's great.
You don't like him, do you? I don't remember that. Let's not start on him, lad. Let's not start, okay?
I didn't like the way he carried on.
Bruno
Bruno G.
Ramirez coming on finally.
About
Bruno,
time.
give
yeah.
my-
He'd be coming off a quitter.
And this is what I like when
Quest came
managers
off.
do this, by the way.
He's already
lads.
off.
Yeah,
He's off,
Rodrigo
yeah.
came on.
Rodrigo,
yeah, Rodrigo came
He's
on
on the
at
yellow.
half-time.
This is what I like when
Yeah, he will,
managers do. You know, when it's 56 minutes right now, he's seeing that something's not working. He's going, let's change it
This
straight
is
away.
what Southgate
Tite,
can't
man.
do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you know, the game's... He's not just letting it ride and thinking, let's see what happens, I've got faith.
He's changing it.
Yeah, he's being
Making it happen.
proactive. Proactivity.
I don't think there's a Brazilian.
Oh,
Oh,
lovely.
my
Oh,
lord.
Look at
above.
that. If he gets in there,
What are you doing? How's that going to run out?
Hassling,
Why are you doing that?
hassling.
I don't think there's a Brazilian player in this team that can't dribble like that, is there?
No.
no.
They're all like, capable of it.
They all are
Technically
capable.
superb, man. Favela ballers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Street ball as
as
well.
well as yeah.
Love them
Yeah.
for it.
Tell you what though, mate. Switzerland are not...
Backing down.
They're not backing down, but you know, Brazil
Go
nearly scored again, didn't they? If
definitely not living
Richarlison is
up.
there to go. I just think now it's only a matter of time before Brazil score. I think that was a big chance. Switzerland had to score that, I think.
I think this
There
should
you go.
have been...
Fred coming off for Bruno, is it?
Bruno should have been starting, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's what I said at the beginning.
I think this
He's
might
got
be the
something
team that
that
people
Fred doesn't.
initially wanted out there as well. Probably the most attacking
He's a good
influence.
player.
Apart from Neymar Jr., obviously.
Brilliant.
But yeah,
He's a
when
really
Neymar's
good
not
player.
there.
Yeah. Ooh, they're making
Stefan and
changes. though.
Fernandez. He used to play for
Stefan.
us.
He
Who's
was
Fernandez?
Yeah.
was at City
Yes,
as well,
I
wasn't he,
remember
for a
that.
small
yes,
bit?
Yes, yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Was
Came
he?
out of the City Academy, I think.
Oh, did he?
He might have done, yeah.
I think so, yeah. Edmilson
He was a
Fernandez. His
decent
name
player.
sounds familiar.
Fernandez.
He was a decent player.
Vargas. Reader.
Vargas.
They're changing one of the front line as well then.
Nah, it must be another one I'm talking about. This one, yeah, did West Ham from Sion.
We did have someone from the academy, but I can't remember what his name was from the City Academy.
Oh, is it?
I thought he might have been in, but it was about a similar time when we signed him.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking? Our opinion, change to Brazil, yeah? Or they're playing a half-decent side for the first time, aren't they, in this cup now?
I don't know.
Do we still think they're as good as they are?
I think that Serbia team's a good team. I don't.
Yeah.
I know. Obviously, they haven't been in these
think-
major tournaments like Switzerland, of course. So they've got the experience in them.
I think.
I don't know.
What I'll
I
say,
think- sorry.
there's been no other team that's won 2 games except for France. And I
France,
think if
yeah.
you look at their oppositions, I feel like they were easier than Serbia and Switzerland. So far as from what I've seen, Brazil could have been up in this game had they timed their runs a little bit better. Vinicius maybe finished that chance in the first half. I still think Brazil so far have looked good in my opinion. I wouldn't. What would you say, Ty?
I would say, yeah, I would say, in answer to Doyle's question, I still think Brazil are good. Remember, this is group stages. When
Yeah.
it comes to knockout, they're going to go for
No,
it.
they look decent, but
They're
there's
going to go for it in the
there's
knockout
what-
stages.
there is signs that there are
Of course.
Vulnerabilities.
There's signs of-
vulnerabilities. That's the
But,
word.
but in the knockout
Overcomplacency there,
stages, they
man.
would just go for it. And that will scare teams. Because they're going to go for it. You know Brazil will go for it, just like France will.
Oh, here it is! Oh my God, no!
What? He was there.
You take it too long. That's another big thing, taking too long.
You
Listen,
look, if there's more quality on the ball there, that's
do you
a
know what
goal,
it is?
lad.
Yes.
Brazil are shooting themselves in the foot, losing the ball
Yeah.
at the back all the
They
time.
are. They are.
They're their
That's
own
just
worst
the way they
enemies
play,
here.
isn't it?
Another great block, though. Yeah.
There is
But that's what,
vulnerabilities.
that's what they'll go for it. Yeah, but that's what they'll go for it. So when they go for it now, who's going to go for it like that? Maybe only France is going to go for it like that.
He should have passed the ball there, you know, just out.
One more shift, and that was a
It was
good
Switzerland
sign.
that had
needed it.
chances.
Damn.
Have your thoughts changed on Brazil now? You've seen them against
Yeah,
half
so I
decent
just said
side?
then, yeah. Mad.
No, my thoughts are not
They're
changing.
another team, and there's been a lot of teams in this World Cup, even France to a certain extent, where the second game has not quite lived up to the first game.
England.
It's not, but they've still managed to win.
England, innit? That's what we did as well.
I don't ever feel like international yet.
It's just about.
You're ever going to get that club level of consistency, performance after performance. I don't know. I just feel like international football is very different. It's much more lower tempo. There's much more.
To be fair, for all the teams, I'd rather get these performances out in the group stage.
Yeah.
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 Do you know what I mean? Like, you get to knock out football and then you have one of these performances, you're out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So,
You can learn from this.
yeah, you can learn from it, yeah.
Yeah.
It is a learning curve at the World Cup. World Cup's difficult because every team from every continent comes with a different style of
Mentality as well.
mentality, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying to play for the shirt. Everybody
yeah.
wants to play for their shirt.
Oh,
Just got a mad
Everyone's
stat
got
come
that
through there. You see that stat there?
Extra
Brazil
stimulus there.
are still yet to face a shot on target at a World Cup so
Wow.
far. The last team to go through the first two games of a World Cup without facing a shot on target were France in 1998.
when they won it.
And they won.
That's a good omen.
That's
That's
yeah.
amazing.
That's
It's
a very good omen. We all know how good France 1998 were, lads.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
France 2022 though.
Hey! Nah, lad.
They might have something for Brazil.
But yeah.
They might.
Mbappe, are we all thinking Mbappe is going to be the next best player in the world now? If
Absolutely.
not, the
Sorry?
best player in the world right now.
The next?
He is.
Or do you
I
mean
think,
the
yeah,
current?
I agree.
Thank you.
I
Because I
agree.
would say the current.
Yeah. I mean, the
Well,
debate
he's up
one.
there.
Yeah, so lads, before the season, we were talking about Haaland and Mbappe.
Yes, we
the
had that
two.
discussion. Yeah.
I still think Mbappe is the better of the players. Even though he plays in the French league, I feel like his technical ability and his speed on the ball is unmatched. I've never seen a player on the ball as quick as him.
I'd love to see
Do you know what the
He's
Mbappe Haaland
fantastic.
comparison is for me? I feel like international football is what's going to kind of make it a little bit redundant because
Yeah.
of what Mbappe is doing at World Cup levels. Haaland is almost never going to be able to match it, and
No,
people
we
will
won't.
always use those achievements. And this
Against
is why
them.
we say the world stage is the biggest stage.
Yeah.
If Mbappe is killing it here, and we're never seeing Haaland here,
Yes.
that will always be a mark against him almost.
Yeah.
And listen, he
Feel
plays
like-
for Norway. That's kind of unlucky.
I feel like that's a bit like, let's say, well, I'm going to say it's my idol, but Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well.
same thing.
For
The only
Sweden.
thing I will say with Haaland is he did have the option of playing for England, having been born
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Leeds,
but-
and you chose Norway, so you know what I'm saying.
Respect him.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, though, is there?
He grew up in Norway,
He
though,
can.
didn't he? He grew up in Norway.
He
didn't
grew up in Norway, and
Yeah,
listen,
he's
born
dad is
in
Norwegian,
Norwegian as well.
He was born in
Could've-
Leeds, lived
His
here
dad
for
is
4
Norwegian,
years.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Could have played for England, but I mean, then it would be competing with Kane.
But he did say...
Yes, true.
Imagine Kane and Haaland's up front too.
But I see, he did say, he did say in a recent interview, he said that he obviously had the choice. He was born here, but from the age of 4, he went over and lived in Norway till he moved, started playing football. He played for Mulder, I think, before he played for...
But I feel like that Mbappe-Haaland comparison is a little bit of... Do you remember,
They'll be the two.
do you remember Van Nistelrooy and Henry?
Oh,
He's
there's
in.
so much
He's
space here.
Nah,
Oh,
good
he's
to
in,
go.
he's in!
He's got-
Vinicius, it's your time! We have arrived!
But this,
Vinny Junior.
but this is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like you said, Switzerland don't take their chances. Brazil will score.
That chance that Switzerland
What's the
had.
minute there?
1-0.
Hey, what did I say? What's the
60th
minute?
Look at that.
60th minute, lad. It always happens after the 60th
I'm
minute.
loving
lad.
these celebrations. I'm loving these celebrations.
Joga
These
do
celebrations are amazing.
Brasil. Joga do Brasil.
Brilliant that winner. Hey, the finish. He definitely
was
should have
fantastic.
scored it, but he did it well.
Yeah,
he was
absolutely,
cool,
absolutely.
collected, and just slotted it.
many players.
Look at this. Back to front.
Oh, he might be
Oh, he might be
offside by
offside.
an absolute mile.
No, that's not when the ball is
That's
played.
Richarlison.
Get back on side, please.
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, he's on side.
Play it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
on.
on.
Miles on.
Wow.
He's on.
Cooked him.
And
That
look at
tackle
that.
there. See, that defender is not going to sleep tonight. He's going to remember
Yeah,
that
I
tackle.
know, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say he should have taken everything, isn't it?
I think one.
If I don't take the ball, I'm taking the
No, he
man.
should have, yeah. That's the last man. Take him out of.
Bruv, World Cup.
Okay.
I'm cleaning your life out.
Well,
He did. I think he tried to be honest with you, lad.
Ah, nah, he's
One
at his
more-
limit.
one
He's
more
at his
step.
limit there.
He should have took one more step there. He could have got him.
I think
That is
what-
a great finish,
Lovely
though, man.
There's one
Clean.
thing about professionals. I think the top quality players know that you do have time in the box at times.
Yeah.
Serbia scored a goal earlier. I think who
No,
else?
he's weak.
Someone
He's
for
weak, fell
England,
off.
England that ran another like Saka,
What they
where
do,
you
they're
have
checking
the
something.
time. Like you don't just need to hit it.
Yeah.
You have the time.
composure.
That one extra touch he did. If he took that shot there, someone could have saved that. So
Oh, that's
what's
interesting.
going on here?
They're
One
checking
fast
something.
check.
I don't know what they're checking it for.
What's this for? It must be for offside. It must be because it's definitely not offside.
Go.
Play on.
Offside?
Oh!
Did you give it?
Offside! No,
Giving
no.
a foul.
Foul maybe.
Foul?
No
Foul
way.
For
Foul
what?
for what?
Goal disallowed.
Oh.
But what's he giving?
Wow. Turn
No
of events
goal.
here.
Offside?
Offside.
That
Maybe the original.
Unbelievable. I would
Oh,
like
I
to
don't
see
know.
where the offside call was made because
too.
so far they've just said it's offside but not showing us a replay.
Vinny definitely looked
That
offside
makes
to me.
no
like.
sense.
If they talk about Richarlison,
I
that
don't know
was
how
oh, oh.
Richarlison turned his.
Listen, the refereeing at this tournament, I will say it has been very weird at times.
It's been a different style of refereeing, I think, but I don't think
It's
it's been
been
necessarily
decent.
bad. Yeah,
It
yeah.
has been decent, but there have been moments where you just think,
Well, I want to know what
What's
that's
going
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see it. I hate when they do that, when you go decision, and you're like, well, what's the decision made of? This is why you need to hear referees in their conversations
And their
that they have.
discussions,
I would
yeah.
love to know it. They don't have to hear it all game, just for when they're making decisions. Oh, that's mad, that, didn't expect
Wow.
that.
crazy.
A little for
Switzerland got a let off there, yeah.
Yeah.
This might give them a little bit of motivation to push on now as well.
Or does that give Brazil the motivation to think, you
push
know
on.
what, they're there
Yeah,
to be
Pete-
got at. Let's go. Here we
We're
go.
talking about Peter Walton. I wonder what he's saying.
People are saying Richarlison was
Close them down
offside.
quickly.
Richarlison
but-
was offside, so it
yeah,
was the
but was-
first ball.
But I thought it's different phases of
Different
play. I don't
phases,
understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
I mean, we seen one earlier today, didn't we, for Cameroon, where Jordan Ayew, I think it was, handballed it.
You mean Andre? He came off his hand.
Yeah, Andre,
Yeah.
and then Saliso
Yeah,
scored
he
it.
came off his hand and they gave it.
And
Sometimes
yeah.
they don't give it.
That was a bit mad.
Who
that
knows
one.
what the fucking rules are now?
Yeah,
what I
the
mean.
handball rule in particular, I have no idea what the handball
And the
rule is because it
offside one
changes every
changes all
season.
the time as well.
Every tournament
Does.
it changes. It's
It
mad.
does.
Because for offside 1 minute it's including the hand, next minute they're using the hand. It's different rules for different competitions.
Yeah, it is.
So we've got a question here. So we've seen the refereeing, we've just been talking about it and how it's different to the refereeing that we're used to seeing. And one of the examples of
How's
that
he
is the
giving
extra
that
time.
foul?
Yeah. This one, surprisingly, at half time, they only added on 1 minute. And
Yeah.
whereas normally we've been seeing 7 or 8
Oh, yeah,
minutes.
I think
yeah.
it's good. I think it's good if
Miles offside, lad.
So Richarlison was off. Wow. He
what
was a
have we got
country
to do
mile
then?
off.
yeah, but
But does he
Oh, yeah,
even...
yeah.
Oh, it's 'cause he's run to the
yes.
ball, yeah.
I get it.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. But does he even touch it?
No, it doesn't matter though.
He's
still
interfered with
influencing
play.
the play.
Interfered in the play.
Yeah, he's influenced.
Blocking a...
Right,
oh,
yeah,
yeah, he
does
does
touch
touch
as
it
well.
as well. Yeah, okay, yeah, it does make sense. Okay.
oh,
Right,
fair enough.
let me land. So, what do we think then? At the time, do you like it? Because some of the games are about 13 extra minutes, and I'm not going to lie.
I like it.
I
if
love it too.
I like
it.
it if they're doing the proper thing. Yeah.
I'm seeing goals in the 99th minute, bro.
The whole Iran game
Yeah.
would have been 0-0
2-2,
had they locked
2-0.
it off at 90. And I think that's
yeah,
what
it's
it always
24,
leaves, where
14
you have the 90 minutes to
Oh,
win the
let's
game.
burn him.
You have the 90 minutes to
Was
win the
this a foul?
game, but then you also get this bonus.
Ah, you little pudding.
Production team.
You also get this bonus
Thank you,
8 or
mate.
9
You
minutes.
absolute
Thank you.
darling. Thank you very much, sir.
Leave them fucking biscuits
Oh,
alone.
thank you very much. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
do
Put
you know
them
what?
this side. Put them this side. Let him get up for them because they'll all be gone within
Top dollar.
30 seconds.
Top draw.
Thank you, James.
Cheers, mate.
Very
Thank
much.
you.
Chocolate bourbons or custard creams, lad?
Bourbons for
Chocolate
me.
Yeah,
bourbons.
chocolate bourbons.
But
yeah.
I'm so greedy. I still eat custard creams, but
Yeah, I know
bourbons-
you can eat, lad. I've seen you eat, bro.
Bourbons
So
is
let's
my-
The other
Have a
night
biscuit,
the other night when we was watching England, right?
with the pizza we had.
He had 10 slices of pizza.
I didn't have 10. I had 8.
I'll take off them.
8 slices, ain't
Yeah.
that a whole pizza?
Oh, thanks, mate. Thank you.
You know, it was a lot. It was a big pizza because I'm vegan.
God damn.
It was
Are
an
you
extra,
vegetarian?
extra large pizza.
Yeah, no,
bro.
I mean,
and Lee Judges had 2 slices of it.
I'm and what's his name? Dodd had one as well. I'm pescatarian.
What does that mean? Fish only?
Yeah.
Winter World Cup. That's what it's all about. This is what the Winter World Cup is all about. A chocky bourbon and a club of
Oh!
while I'm watching Samba football. Brilliant.
The only
Yeah.
time I do and I don't like it. I think it's going to come with heart attacks during the knockouts. When you're winning 1-0
Yeah.
and then he whacks up
Oh, sorry.
14 minutes at the end of a game.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It will, but what it does then is that it makes team not waste time.
And that's the other thing.
he doesn't know.
doesn't.
They
No,
will,
but they just
will
add
if
it on
it
at the
starts
end.
happening.
That's why the added time has been added on at the end. Every time the ball goes out of play, they stop the clock, and then it's like
No, I understand.
now.
I understand.
But now you realise kind of how much time has been wasted.
Yeah.
And I remember Wenger said he did like one of those researches to kind of see, and he said in a 90-minute game,
It's 50 minutes.
only 50 minutes
yeah.
on average is the ball actually in play. So if we're getting a bonus 8 or 9 minutes, I think
Good
that's
turn.
brilliant.
He can switch this.
Look,
He can switch.
he hasn't got a
Look what
reverse in
space
him.
he's got.
You'll see they will stop wasting time.
Switch it. Too late. And he's gone back as well.
Sometimes we play the game.
What I would say is I do enjoy the added time in the World Cup. I don't know if I'd want it in the Premier League, but I do think they need to crack down on time wasting, absolutely. And I'll say it again, I said in the last stream, when Liverpool played Newcastle, the ball was out of play for 18 minutes. That's a lot of time to be wasting, do you know what I'm saying? So I think there needs to be something about cutting it out. The same with Darwin as well. Darwin and all these dark hearts, they need to be clever
Doyle,
about how they attack it.
There are teams now, and I've seen it at
Oh,
West
Brazil
Ham.
on the counter here.
They go to team and they start wasting time
Exactly.
in the 10th minute.
Yeah, and I can't deal with that.
Four.
Goalkeepers switching sides. And,
Exactly.
Oh, it drives
That's what
me
I'm saying.
insane.
You don't want to pay for a ticket to go to a game, 50, 60 quid, yeah, and then watch your team time waste.
That's why I want them to bring it in.
That's lazy tactics
Because
as
people
well, in my
stop
opinion.
wasting time then.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I mean, teams will stop wasting time.
Yeah.
I think Serie A's already said they're implementing it straight
Really?
away from January.
This real?
Wow.
Yeah,
Th-
this
this
one,
real?
yeah. Straight
Oh,
away.
wow.
Can you imagine? That'd be brilliant.
Premier League have said they're not doing it, you know.
I
Premier
would
League
like
have
it
said
as well, because they
no.
will stop.
The Premier League have already said no to it, they're not doing
Yeah, I
it.
know.
What would you lot say to 10 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League? 10
10
a.m.
a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
No, thank you.
No.
12 to
You lot
12.
enjoying the World Cup rolling
Yeah,
on
we're
then,
enjoying
you know?
it now, but
Well, no, well,
fans aren't going to want to get up for like.
But we're not going.
It's
They used to
12.
be-
It's 12 there though. It's 12 there. We have
exactly.
early enough ones as it is.
Think about it.
It's not that. It's like I go to away games. Yeah. On when we get back from this World Cup break, I've got to go to Leeds. Imagine
Yeah.
getting to Leeds at 8 for 10 o'clock in
Exactly.
the morning.
Exactly.
You
You
think
got
about
to be waking up
could
at
come
2
back,
o'clock.
still have the whole day.
football's a working
Sunday
man's
roast will
sport,
still
lad.
be ready.
Football's a working man's sport, lad. You don't work all week to then get up on Saturday as well at 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning.
True,
You want a
true,
little
true.
bit of a lion, lad, so you can go and watch the footy.
You know
You'd
what,
have your
fair,
brekkie
fair.
in the morning, lads. You go and watch the game with your mates and that.
Oh,
There used to be
Brazil
11:30
warming up.
kickoffs.
I think 12 is a beautiful time to get. I like
At least 12.
two more
At least
subs
12.
coming on
At
here.
least- Gameday!
Anthony and Jesus making his World Cup debut.
Gameday!
Hey, top draw.
Do you want
cup
another
of tea,
custard
this?
cream, doll?
I'm okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this cup of tea, top draw. Well done.
Nah,
lad.
nah, nah. I'm good.
Fantastic.
I'm not a biscuit man.
No.
That's 3 times I've dropped that.
You're not a biscuit man.
I love a
Is it?
biscuit, mate.
I love
Not for
biscuits.
me,
yeah.
man. If it ain't hobnobs,
Hobnobs are
Thompson's
top tier.
hobnobs
very
or
much.
Jaffa
Chocolate or a
cakes.
normal?
Jaffa. Oh wait, what is a Jaffa cake? That's not a
It's a
bit.
cake. It's a cake.
The chocolate.
Cake.
Well, chocolate hobnobs.
Chocolate
Fantastic.
hobnobs.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Obviously, biscuits
Plains are
very
nice, but the chocolate, you can
this
just
is
eat those
what-
by themselves.
And this
good.
is
What
what
about
a
home wheat
winter
though?
World Cup
Home
are.
wheat chocolate digestives? Ever had them?
See, you get
Chocolate
too technical.
digestives are
You
standard,
get
like
too
the nice,
technical,
like-
man.
Oh, I loved home wheat was original. Obviously, other biscuits are available. Home wheat was original.
I'm a Christian
All you
sweets
Bicky
man.
companies get on us because we're having cups of
Exactly.
tea for this one, you know.
Foxes is the best biscuit maker.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
Foxes.
What's
Fuck,
the
I love
finesse?
Foxes
The
biscuits.
Yes,
Vanessa
I
Wales.
know what you're on about. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Vanessa
yeah,
Wales,
yeah.
they're delightful.
Oh,
Lobo di
Venus Wales.
Carno.
Jammy Dodgers.
Jammy Dodgers are power as well.
Oreos.
They do a
English
good one
Bicky.
of them, but they also do this cookie. It's amazing. Like
Well,
this
Fox's cookies. Yeah, I've
Fox's
tasted them.
cookies,
Yeah.
I've seen the cookies, the big thick ones, chunky ones. Love them.
Chunky chocolate chip ones. innit?
Oh, power. And I said it before, this is what a Winter World Cup will bring up. Bicky discussions and cup of tea. Boss.
Bicky discussion.
Hey,
Well defended.
I
Kept him up
I
with
think
him.
that Widmer has actually done pretty well today against
Against
Vinicius.
Vinny.
He has. He has.
he was
Yes.
playing really well last Euros as well, Widmer.
See, these are the type of players that get bought by Premier League teams, La Liga teams when they start playing like this in the World
Do
Cup.
you remember last Euros was like the Euros of wingbacks? It felt like Marley, Spinazzola.
Yeah,
there were
Spinazzola,
so
my
many
days.
putting on classes play. Gosens for Germany, I remember he got a big move to Inter Milan off
Where's
the back of that.
where's Spinazzola now? He's at Roma, isn't he?
He's at Roma, yeah. He had
Yeah.
a big injury right after at the
Sad
Euros.
fact.
He got
That's
injured.
Right. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah.
He was
think
one
it
of the
was-
best players of the tournament, really.
Bro, easily.
I still think it's only a matter of time before Brazil score now.
75 minutes,
really do.
still
We'll
no
see.
goals, man. Listen,
I really do.
Nailed that cup of tea there, you know, that was fantastic.
Yeah, he makes a good tea as well, doesn't he?
Does. Thank you, lads. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
James.
Legend. Yeah, do you know what? I'm very proud of Switzerland. I'm not like from their nation, or I've got no ties to them in any way. But proud of the way they play football against Brazil today, because they haven't made it. It's not been a boring game to watch, really. It's not been boring. It's just been a 0-0.
Ooh, that's a great shout, actually. I forgot those malted milks.
Yeah, so malted
nice
milk.
biscuits or nice biscuits.
You see, malted
Nice,
milks.
lovely, lovely.
Dare
Very
I
simple,
say,
lovely.
I think malted milks are actually the best biscuit to tea combination.
Nah,
Oh, that's
rich
interesting.
I
tea,
think
lad.
so.
Rich tea is
Rich
powerful.
tea is
Rich
too
tea.
dead.
I used to, do you know what? I used to
Dead. Tea
hate
fingers,
rich tea,
digestives,
but
shortcake.
as I've got older, I've got an appreciation for
Yeah, you
them,
don't want
man.
something
But
super
it's
sweet.
subtle, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
you don't want
nice,
something
man.
super sweet to blow your head off, lad. You
But
just
it
want a nice little
depends.
bicky.
That's poor.
But then with rich tea, it
crunch.
depends
That
what
malt-
company makes it.
Yeah, that's true, though.
McVitie's rich tea are the best, I think.
McVitie's,
Obviously, other
they
companies
now
available.
digestives and rich teas and stuff like that.
I like digestive chocolate. Digestive one, they're boring. But when you get chocolate digestive, you sort of spice it up. I don't like digestives normal.
Right, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the group that Brazil and Switzerland are in right
Yes.
now. Yeah, look at the points that they've got. So Brazil have got 4 points, but so have Switzerland.
I said to you, if it gets to about 60, 70 minutes and it's still a draw, I can possibly see these two saying, you know what, let's,
No, Brazil,
I don't know,
let's
man,
call it
because-
a fair draw. We'll both take
No,
it.
they just put on
Brazil are
7.
It's
going
not
for
that. It's because Serbia have got to play Switzerland and Brazil got to play Cameroon. They can still both go out.
All of them can go
Yeah,
for
but
it.
can you see? I can't see Cameroon beating
On
Brazil.
goal difference,
I can't
those would
see
have to be
it,
heavy
but-
losses.
It can still
Serbia-
happen. That's why Brazil will still go for it. I think.
There's a lot of groups now that are still in the balance. Even the England one. Yeah, I know Wales haven't been playing
Yeah.
brilliant, but we could still go out.
I'm pretty sure France are the only team
Yeah,
qualified.
they are.
Qualified,
They're the
that's
only
right.
team.
That's
Only
a
team to
home
win 2
nation
games.
derby, mate.
Yeah. It's not going to be
be
easy.
It's not
Very
going to be
interesting.
easy. They're not going to make it easy for us.
No.
Everybody
of course
said
not.
England were going to walk over the USA. And look what
Yeah,
happened.
I know.
They battered us. They were
I know.
well better than us.
I
They should
know
have beat
exactly.
us.
Yeah.
They should have beat us.
Did the bad,
Yeah.
didn't they, with that
Yeah, they
precision
did.
shot and everything?
Yeah.
I don't even remember a shot that we had. I remember Rashford
Kane had
having
a
one,
chance.
which
Kane
was
had a
Kane,
chance, he should have
and
done
then
better
Kane's mile-wide header at the end.
Mount had one.
Oh yeah, that came
Oh,
to
yeah,
me
he
the
did,
first
yeah, he
time.
did, yeah.
To get down to, but
I'd like to see a different England team. We've got a massive squad, and I think that we need to utilise it. I think I seen Gareth Southgate in an interview say, in one game we've attacked really well, and in the other we've defended really well, but we haven't seemed to put the
Trust
two
me.
together.
Wales are more or less home, yeah, when you look at the goal differences and things. They've got to play England and they've got to beat England.
Oh, we can't control
They
it.
still,
Zeus,
they
man,
still
come
can
on,
go
man.
through,
Get
but
to
even
that.
with their slim chance that they've
That
got of
wasn't-
going
that-
through,
Unlucky Gabriel J.
Slow guy, man.
they would like nothing better than to drag England back on the
he's not
plane
still
with
in
them.
the
Do you know
lead,
what I
though,
mean?
is he?
That's the thing about them home nations.
Don't forget.
They would like nothing better than to drag England back on that plane with them once they're going home.
Yeah, of course.
And
Of course.
It's disappointing that there's no goals, but it has been a good game to watch. Considering the games that we watched earlier today, they were phenomenal football games.
You know,
weren't
I
they?
said I hope they didn't steal all the goals. But guys, listen, don't forget, we still got Portugal, Uruguay after this. If there ain't no goals here, I promise you some goals there, man.
I think they will.
Yeah,
be
my
goals.
man Darwin Núñez, lads. Yeah, the regen
Darwin,
of Cavani.
Suarez, Cavani,
Yeah,
mate.
surely. Surely,
Ronaldo,
lads.
Felix, Leao. Hey,
Why is
I'm
Anthony calling for a yellow
expecting
card?
something.
Yeah, he slipped there. I don't think
calling
for a
they gave
yellow
a
card.
foul.
The one that plays for AC.
Yes.
Is he Portuguese?
He was
Yeah,
grinning
Rafael.
He
teeth.
is, lad.
Mate, he was grinning
He came
teeth
on,
and
came on.
scoring.
He is
came on.
brilliant.
Oh, it was
Scored,
one of
then
the
he scored
nicest
himself.
goals.
Wow. It's, do you know like them nations, lad, yeah? And I know this because I play a lot of football and I play like 7-a-sides and 8-a-sides and that. Portugal are one of them nations that just produce footballer
Yeah.
after
It's a
footballer.
conveyor belt. It's a conveyor belt.
Everybody, no, like they come out of the womb, know how to kick a footy properly, lad. They're all unbelievable. Even the street ballers that I know. The Portuguese
Touch
lads.
it.
Attacking it. No one's attacking
No
it.
one's attacking it.
The Portuguese lads are some of the best footballers I've ever seen. In fact,
Yeah.
the best footballer I know is a street baller. Is Portuguese. His name's Ed, and the ball is stuck to his feet. And I'm a good player. I'm a freestyler, and I can't get the ball off him most of the time, lad. He's just stuck to him.
Speaking of balls stuck to feet, what do you think the chances are we getting Anthony Spin this World Cup?
Oh, absolutely not. He's being told about that.
Well, he's come off and say you're not getting Anthony Spin today.
No, he's come on.
Yeah, he's come on.
No, he come off, didn't he?
No, he
come
was
on.
coming on.
And he already called for a yellow card. I wonder where he learnt that from.
Hey, United. I think he's going to be told. He's been told about that by Ten Hag. It's lovely to watch skills, it is, but you'd have to do it in the right moments.
Yeah.
And he can't do it for Brazil at 0-0. I think even their fans will be
No.
like, "What are you doing, lad?"
No.
Has Bruno done well since he's come on? I haven't really noticed him, if I'm totally honest with
He's
you.
done
know.
okay. Hasn't. Well,
I feel like he hasn't got up to speed with the speed of the game so far.
This ain't Newcastle, man. Everything ain't going through you.
It's true, lad.
I forgot he plays for Newcastle. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I
Newcastle,
mean.
you're the main
Don't
man.
forget about Newcastle, Tyler, because they're coming for all of us very soon, lad.
I can understand that. That's why I'm saying. That's why I never worry.
Oh,
If you're top man or top woman in your club, doesn't mean you're top man or top woman in your country.
Okay,
That's
Anthony.
just how it is.
Exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
Anthony. What we got? What we got? Are we cooking here? Cut inside.
Come on.
That's good.
Poor.
Could have controlled the corner though.
Corner.
What's it? We're in the second round of games in the group stage. This is off topic, but that pitch looks terrible.
Does it?
Pitch.
It's ripped apart. Half the pitch looks ripped apart.
Wow.
Ronaldo,
A
man. What happened?
Brazilian led. Is that George Weah in front of them as well?
He
What
went,
a
I've
shot
scored
that
loads of
was.
goals. Now I'm going to go
Three
on a
legends together. That's amazing.
For everyone, he's good.
Yeah, you mean the penalty era.
That's exactly what he did, lad. Can't blame him, lad. These players are put under a lot of pressure, aren't they, to be fit and strong and healthy all the time. It's like Paddy the Baddy. I know it's not footy, but you see what he does, lad. After he's had a fight, lad, he just balloons up, doesn't he, and then goes back down again.
You'd rather be fat and happy than
Yeah, than skinny and not, yeah.
And look at what they've done though.
skinny and miserable.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at what they've done before they were
So I'm
like
saying he deserves it. Like, and I said to Nicky, I was like, he swapped goals for cakes, and he was like, for all the goals that he scored, he's had a cake.
Ooh, well, he's
Mate, he's enjoying his life.
a lot of cake,
I'm not
yeah.
worried, man. He's not worried either. So
Well, what they did there.
People are saying they're not impressed by Brazil. It seems like France are the only team they find scary.
Who said that?
Oh,
I don't
it's
find
just
any
let me
team
there.
scary. I
It's
think
not
they've all got their
Tiger.
vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
What
Every
is
team
your
in this
hero
tournament
team
has got
though?
a vulnerability.
But if they're saying that, who is your team to be saying
You can't
that?
always challenge people with what team they support.
No, I'm just
Tiger.
wondering because if you're saying that, I'm sure Brazil and France won't be scared of your team.
There's,
I'm sorry.
There's always vulnerabilities in these teams because it's not like what Nicky said. Because it's not the Premier League. You can't go out and scout a player from another league
No,
or
you
another
can't.
nationality and fill that hole. There is vulnerabilities. The thing about France is they have Mbappe, and on form he's the best player in the world right now. So that's why they're scary. If they didn't have him, they'd be a different picture altogether.
Look at the two teams France
Oh.
have played.
That's the screamer.
That's
goodness
why you never write
Yeah, exactly.
Brazil off.
All of it.
1-0.
Exactly. All
But
of
what
it.
did I say? I said it's only a matter of time.
Quality half
Look at
volley
that.
from Casemiro.
And I said Brazil will go for it.
Quality.
And who was that?
Once again, though, it wasn't just the finish; it's the whole move.
Yeah.
It
Hey,
was so casual.
Today, I posted a video on my Instagram that said my favourite type of shot is a half volley, and that's
Love
the
that.
exact one
Love that
you love to see.
Casemiro.
Oh my days, lad!
Brilliant. And
What a
Fred-
goal!
Who was that?
Supreme tech.
Who was that? Who was that?
Yeah.
Fred, in
I
the
wonder,
super chat?
where he's learnt that, Ty, eh?
Wow!
I wonder where he's learnt them half volleys, eh?
He didn't let it hang. That's
Woof,
for sure.
woof is what you hit that.
Wow, that's insane. That's
That's good, Fred. That's good. I like that.
Do you know what that reminds me of? When
Go on.
Pavard hit that
Yeah.
goal
Pavard,
against
brilliant, yeah.
that over the half
Yeah.
volley
he
like
get a
that.
little deflection?
Same
Everybody-
technique.
Yeah, he did. A little deflection.
It
Tiny
still was-
deflection.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
give
still
it to
nice.
Cass.
It's still nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But Fred, what did they say in the super chat? They're not scared of Brazil, yeah?
Listen,
All right then. Do
listen.
you see what I mean? Talk too soon.
I did
Not
say
scared of
though, it's
Brazil.
going to take a bit of magic, and that was magic.
But that's
Told you lot.
But
Just
I-
wait for it. There's a goal here.
I said Brazil are going to go for it. It's only a matter of time. Because they go for it, they carry on.
Wow.
Is that fun though?
Damn.
That's not fun there.
Thunder clouds have opened.
Must be raining
Let
there.
the floodgates come
must be,
now.
yeah.
We gonna get some goals. Look at that. R9 and Carlos looking proud.
What a goal.
No, that was the noise of the ball hitting the net. With the guitar.
Yeah,
I just got
it's
it.
there, all the way from
That's
the
good, Fred. You are good. But
Wow.
he didn't learn that. He didn't learn that. He didn't learn that at that club. He learned that in country.
That was a thunderbolt.
Oh, look at Kaká as well.
So many
Hey,
Brazilian
the
legends.
Brazilians
isn't he,
are
lad?
proud.
Kaká and
Shaka,
There's
rise!
There's nothing that looks better than when you catch an half volley outside of the foot and it goes right in the
Yeah,
corner.
beautiful.
Nothing
Yeah.
looks better.
It's beautiful.
yeah.
Hey,
Good
man.
shot from you though, Fred. Pavard, brilliant. Superb. It's
Same
great
technique, innit? Yeah.
It's amazing technique.
It's my
fantastic.
favourite shot in the way. It's my
What have you
favourite.
thought
It's
of,
the most difficult.
What have you thought
Favorite
of
Jay?
Granit Xhaka today?
Granted, he's been all right. He hasn't been anything special. But then they're playing Brazil in it, so
I feel bad for Switzerland right now, if I'm honest.
so
with
do
you.
I. So do I.
Yeah.
Some of the things that people dress up as in the crowd, bro. Well, how do you have this conversation? You going to the game? Yeah, I'm going to go dress as a wizard. A Swiss wizard. You know what I mean? Did you see the Japanese fans the other day?
No. It's
But
amazing.
did you see the Japanese fans the other day? I've seen them in my nightmare.
I'm
not joking. They were
Some of
scary
them are
things,
inspired by anime characters, I
Yeah,
imagine.
spirits.
Well,
and that,
Nightmare used to be an actual game show. But yeah, no, but isn't that great though? Isn't that what the World Cup should be about?
Yeah.
Expressing yourself the way
That's
you
a
want
Swiss
to.
wizard, bro.
Whatever.
Grand
Why
Wizard.
not? You could go as chocolate, isn't it? Saying for Switzerland, isn't it? Why not? That's the thing about the World Cup. They've
Go
got
as
invention.
chocolate. 9 out
I
of
don't know how you
Brazil-
do it. I don't know how you do it.
9 out of Brazil's last 10 goals have come in the second half, by the way.
Well, this is what I mean.
And Brazil still haven't conceded that shot on target, so they could be.
And what did we discuss? We discussed, can Switzerland keep up? Didn't we?
I think they have kept up. I think they've
Yeah,
just been
I
outdone by
don't know.
a
That's
moment
a
of
bit
difference.
of magic.
They had their
Bit of magic. I said that
Yeah,
half
bit of
time.
magic, yeah.
It's going to take a bit of magic to win this
And that's
game.
what they got.
and
Brazil
that's
is little
exactly
with
what
magic,
they
isn't
got.
it?
All of them,
I
even
feel
their
like, no, with-
CDMs.
Yeah.
With
There's-
Switzerland,
and
it's like.
that's a move and a shot. You can't do nothing.
No, you can't. You
You can't
can't.
do nothing. There's no way
First
to
time as
defend
well, that was first time.
and he's
That's
back
what
in.
I'm on about with Rodriguez.
That's
I
it.
don't feel like Switzerland have been threatening this second half
I don't
at all.
think
They
Yeah.
haven't. They've dropped.
Similarly,
They've dropped from the
like
first half.
Mexico, they just kind of sat back in the first half and then just thought something somehow would pull them out in the second, but you've got to make it.
Yeah, but the chances they had, they needed to take.
There's been the
didn't they?
opportunities for them, but they've had a bit of lack of quality.
Don't get-
Going
Yeah,
forward,
yeah,
lack
for
of
sure.
quality.
I think Brute and Bolos had one of his poorer games today as well.
Wow, Brazil have scored 2 amazing goals in this
Silva's-
tournament
Yeah.
already.
Go on, Gabriel J.
Wow.
Go on, Gabriel J.
Go on.
Go on.
Oh!
Straight at the keeper.
Straight at the goalkeeper.
Is that it? That what
Who's
you
that?
got in the locker?
That's Rafinha, isn't it?
No,
It's
Rodriguez.
Rodrigo.
This
Come
man,
on, man. Come on, Rodrigo. You can
God,
do better
this
than that.
man right
Do
here,
better
yeah.
than
Man.
He wouldn't be saying that if that was Richarlison.
No, he wouldn't have. He would have hailed it. That's one of the greatest shots ever shot, man.
that. Stinging in his palms. You mad?
Imagine, he mentioned Richarlison before Rivaldo.
Curler.
He would want to do that, definitely.
Oh,
Yes.
Ah, Paul.
Oof.
He came on against Serbia, and again he wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see he was very
He
good.
learned that from, you know where he learned that from.
Every United player.
I've got to say as well, Brazil have defended very well.
They are.
Very, very
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Thiago
Yeah,
Silva has put on a clinic today, I can't lie.
It's all
Crazy,
nah,
isn't it?
do you know what?
37 years old and you're playing
Mate.
to this standard.
It's all
amazing.
because of Alisson, lad.
Mate, he's almost given away one
Yeah,
or
he
two
just came
chances.
out-
Yeah,
he
listen,
came out of
that guy's been
amazing.
shaky today, but Thiago
Ah,
Silva,
look at this.
Clean
monster.
sheet, what are you talking about? Look, shape, lad.
Cleaning up and
Yeah,
mopping
yes,
up
yes.
everything in that box.
So you wonder if him and Neymar weren't injured, would Brazil would have won
That's
in
true as well.
2014?
Thiago Silva can now rest in the third game.
I would.
They've got such a depth
He's an older player.
at centre back. I would actually consider
Doesn't
that.
matter if you lose it, lad. Doesn't matter.
Militao, you've
They're
got
through then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
second
yeah.
team
Yeah.
through.
They'll be like France, basically. Second team to have won 2 games, second team to qualify.
There's 3 teams right now, isn't there? There's Argentina.
Jay.
I mean, I know they've lost a game. Argentina, Brazil, and France that just look when they turn it on, unbelievable.
Argentina, I think, in spells in the second
spells,
half of that game, once they scored, they started to look a bit more of themselves. I question if they can mentally tap into that because I feel like nerves take over them.
Yeah,
They're like
they
England.
don't deal with pressure very well.
Yeah,
That's all. That's
they're
how
like England.
They had 36 games unbeaten, then had their first major tournament game and lost. I also think they underestimated Saudi Arabia. if I'm honest with you.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think so.
Poor ball.
That's poor, man. Some
Who
of
was
their
that
free
again?
kicks have been poor today.
Oh, it's
But Messi did step up in that game, lad, with a sublime
Militao.
goal.
I mean,
Listen, mate,
up
if
until
you
the
score
goal, he
one
was walking
goal and do
around.
nothing else for the rest of the game, you're still contributing to the team. Definitely, that's
yeah,
what I think.
that's true. That's true.
You still
Is that
contributing,
enough? Is
but
that
I
enough,
think
though?
Is that not
for the
enough?
level of player and ability that you have, you should be contributing more, I feel like.
No, he's older now, lad. He can't.
I feel like before that goal, he did look really like he wasn't bothered.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
walking everywhere.
slouching. He was going like this, but he wasn't doing anything himself.
Yeah, but then you say that, I think that's clever. Because if you're...
He
if
does.
you-
He did that at Barcelona. To be fair,
He's
he
smart.
just walks
It's
around,
about-
and then when
it's
he needs
about-
to, he goes.
Yeah,
Here
exactly.
we go with the he's
Well, that's-
conserving energy crap.
No, it's not about conserving energy.
No,
it's
no,
about
no.
playing tactics against the defender.
No.
If you think that a player's off it all the time and they're going
Exactly.
to drop back a little bit, then
Exactly.
you're not going to be as tight with them. And the second he wants to turn it on, he
Bam.
will, lad. And he's caught you off guard because you're not expecting it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And that's what that goal was, lad.
Yeah.
No one
Against
expected him to
Bob.
just go, like, gets the ball there, like, quick, boom. No one, and he did it.
I think psychologically he's smart. Because if you're saying you're frustrated, the defender says, oh, he's not doing enough. And that's when you strike.
So let's
I think
say,
it's clever.
so let's say hypothetically he doesn't score that goal for 65 minutes. You're walking around languishing. Your team could potentially be going out the World Cup. These players on your team have said they are willing to die
But that's wrong.
for you
But-
to win the World
but
Cup.
that's wrong, though.
Wait. They said they're willing to die for you, and this is the return they're getting from you.
But what were they doing?
But he scored in the first game, and he scored in the
And
second
here's the
game.
thing, I think in every team you look to your best players to deliver something for you.
Oh,
That's
we do.
why yesterday, Belgium, KDB was getting a lot of critics. Kane, after the England, he's getting a lot of critics. You always look at the top player and say, do you know what? You have to give more, and what are you doing? And I'm sorry, if that game he had not scored that goal,
But what I
it would have
say
been
to you-
it
what
would
I'd
have
say to
been
you,
curtains for Messi international.
But I would say to you though, he did score that goal.
did,
and he did score
Yeah,
the
I
goal in
do
the first
agree,
game.
either.
And he knows he can do that, and that's why he's like, I know who I am, I know what footballer, I know what my ability is.
But I
and he
don't
trusts
agree
himself.
with that just because he scored, that we can overlook him being poor for the
I
rest
do.
of the game. I don't think
Okay,
that.
fair
Goals win your games,
They do.
and that goal changed the game. I'm a big believer in
Granny.
if you only score, that's fine with me, because that's what we need to win the game. If you've got to be clinical, it's not about dominating football games, because dominating football games doesn't win you games.
No, I'm not
Goals.
saying dominating football games, but having influence on the damn.
And he is, by scoring.
I get that, but the rest of it,
He scored the
You're
goal.
always guaranteed
what about,
to
What
score.
about the player that's running everywhere but doesn't score the goal and you draw 0-0?
I love those types of players.
Yeah, but you have drew
Put
0-0.
themselves around.
No,
You need a goal to win. That's
do,
my opinion, lad.
That's fair enough.
I genuinely think
it's
goals
game of
scoring
I
It's
completely
are
understand
so
what you're saying.
important.
I completely understand what you're saying. Like, goals do change games. They are, for me, I've said goals is the biggest currency in football.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think for top players, there comes that, and this is the same criticism I have about Son. Even last season when he picked up the Golden Boot, I said, look, you can score the goals, but when you're a top player and we're struggling to create, we're struggling to score, as one of the best players in the world or world class, I want to see you grab games by the scruff of the neck, like Mbappe did for France yesterday or the
And
day
for
before.
me,
Where
Messi
the
does
team
do
is
that.
playing poorly, as a top guy, I'm going to
Yeah.
say, you know what? I know I've got the ability to change the game.
Yeah.
And Messi did that in that game,
He does
in
it
that
all the
particular
time for
moment.
Argentina,
But
love.
for 65 minutes, he looked disinterested. And my thing is if I'm Messi's teammate and I'm seeing that, that's not going to inspire me. Does that make sense? When he scores the goals, all right, now the lift is mental. And that's where we said the football had improved in the second half.
I think
But
as players
I don't
age-
feel like you can wait on a goal to come to you or expect a magical moment to come to you, because it's not always going to come to you.
I think when you're talking about the likes of Messi and you're looking at players' age, you've got to change your expectations of him. And his expectations have been changed. He's not going to run and chase everything down because he doesn't have the energy anymore.
Still
but he
good
is
defender.
expected to score, and he does score. So all the big moments that you're expecting him to produce,
Nice.
he does.
Nice
So he's
touch.
still doing
Brazil
it.
did it through Vinicius, 2-on-2,
Square it.
2-on-1.
Square
Got
it.
to pass
Square
that.
it.
Why didn't you
Why
square it?
No,
Wow,
no, no.
he's fluffed
No,
it.
that's greedy. Why are you not squaring
Wow,
it?
he's fluffed
Why are you
it.
not squaring it?
If Switzerland score now, imagine.
He's trying to get
Imagine.
his. He's trying to get his. And if they do score from this, there's still 3.5 minutes
I
left.
don't think so.
Mate, we've seen crazier things in this
We
World
have,
Cup.
but
trust
we
me.
have.
I don't-
Marquinhos
I don't
and
think so.
Thiago Silva today,
Because
though.
Switzerland are not going to be able to get the ball. That's the problem.
I would like a poll on this type of thing. You know, if your player does nothing all game but scores the winning goal, are you happy with that? Like, I would be. That's the way I view football, lad. It doesn't matter. You've all got different
Well, I can
jobs.
see.
Because you know
I can
what
see
will
both
happen,
Someone's
yeah?
there
Do you
to
know what I
run,
look at?
someone
Yeah, I
there to
look at
score
players
goals.
like, for Bruno is a prime example who I think
Wow.
of at United,
Look at that.
where he
Fernandes.
might not, Bruno Fernandes, where he might not have a game where he's given the ball away 17 times,
That
he
is
hasn't
fun, though, isn't it?
created much, but then all of a sudden he scores a goal that's come off a ricochet or something at the end. Because he scored that, he'll be in the team of the week. And
Go
I'm
on.
like,
Yeah,
did you
I
actually
agree.
Brazil through here?
Oh, good block.
Oh, great block and recovery from Akanji there. Rodrigo, that's 2 chances there, man.
But
I
what?
know he wants to get his first one. So for me, that's the thing. And also, if that goal comes, let's say, and it's a 1-1 draw,
Lovely touch.
you are going to be ripping your hair. Like, that goal is not all... That goal that player who you're saying, even if he plays poorly, is not always going to be the winning goal. Sometimes it could be in a 4-1, and you're like,
Oh,
"No,
did they
I
think they
wanted
scored?
more from you.
They are
You're the best."
luxury players. I will give you that they are luxury players. You have to have everyone else catering
Crazy,
to
I'm
them.
Edison.
If I can have a luxury player that guarantees me a goal every game,
Thank you,
I'm sure
production.
going to do it.
FA Cup draw at 7.
At 7, yeah. Who does anyone win in FA? Who does anyone win in FA Cup?
Who
Well,
does FA Cup draw or
World
Portugal
Cup
v Uruguay?
season.
You know what I mean? Like, definitely Portugal v Uruguay on this stream as well, by the way.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
man.
of course. I don't even know.
We'll let you know all the ins and outs
I can't
of
even
what's
think about
happening
who
in the
we
FA
want.
Cup.
I don't even know who we want. But then, Fuad, you did say, which
Don't
is,
worry, what, the Emirates sponsored Arsenal, they'll get someone where they go through to the next round, brother. Don't worry about that.
oh well, I don't know about that, but you know, but yeah, Fuad, yeah, you said about that is a very
Lovely.
serious statement, and I think if Argentina don't win it, questions are going to be asked about their players, because how can they say they will die for Messi? You're supposed to say you die for your country. What in the country's bigger than anyone. I never heard Maradona's teammates say they're going to die for him, and look what he did.
Do you know why?
That's shocking.
Maradona managed to deliver at the World Cup.
But what I'm saying is...
Maradona let them down in 1994. That's fact.
He did. But
That's a fact.
look at what he did, though. Look at what he did. Look at what he did in '86.
Yeah, but maybe they know that they didn't say they'd die for Maradona because they knew he was securing the bag, bro.
But even in '94, by then, I feel like he's got credit in the bank.
Exactly.
By '94. Does that make sense? Messi has been so far 4 underwhelming World Cups. I feel like where he's still yet to score in a knockout stage, and that's why I feel like the Argentina players almost feel like a debt to him. Where you're such a footballing great, we can't let you retire without the World Cup.
Fair enough.
And my thing, I agree with you.
Play
for your damn selves. Play for the country.
Exactly.
So.
But then you say we'll die for the country and Messi. You don't put Messi on his own because Messi's not the country.
But you also need a hero.
One
you
last
need a talisman. They're the players that you've played for as well.
Last minute here.
They are though, but it's like let's
Gerrard?
Yeah, let's take Liverpool now. It's like them saying we would die for Mane when Mane was there. You think, but what about the football club? So obviously the football club is bigger than any player. Well done, Brazil.
Game.
Nothing surprising for me.
Match. Brazil are now the second team to officially qualify in the World Cup group stages.
That's Catherine Denilson.
Yeah, they've been showing them all game, mate.
Denilson shouldn't be. No, I thought it was the same. Denilson, another player who didn't achieve his potential. What?
Yeah. Remember that fake Denilson you lot signed to try and hoodwink us into thinking he was good.
Well, he wasn't
fake.
Yeah,
we remember that as well, man. We remember that as well. Listen, Brazil 1-0 winners in the end, and I believe that should be them top of the group. But second team to qualify, I believe, didn't concede a shot on target that whole game. So managed to keep that insane record as well. So fair play to them. Maybe not as convincing as their first game, but what do we think of that, boys?
They got over the line with a world-class finish, the same way they did last time. This is Brazil. This is the moments that you expect. They score goals that no one else scores because they're full of technical, wonderful footballers. Even their CDM has just scored a beautiful half volley. Yeah. This is I really want to see Brazil v France. That's the game I want to see.
Oh, that would be incredible.
I need to see it, lad. Yeah. That would be marvellous. But they got over the line because
I think they've actually looked the best defensively as well, Brazil, in the tournament.
Thiago
they haven't conceded a goal yet.
2 clean sheets.
Yeah.
What did you think of your Switzerland boys? Disappointed with them or good effort?
No, not disappointed. I don't think you can be disappointed because I thought they give a good account of themselves. They did. They wasn't frightened to have a go. They just didn't have the quality up top to cause them problems. They got through even as good as the Brazil defence, and the Brazil defence were immense.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of opportunities where they could have shifted it. They didn't do that, but I don't think they've disgraced themselves, not at all. I think they've had a go.
I think any other team looking at Brazil now, with a bit more quality, can look at them and go, we can get at these. We can definitely score. Brazil defended well, but Switzerland definitely had opportunities. One in particular, where Doyle was on the left and he just needed the ball over to him, but the player shot instead. If you got more quality on the ball, it's a goal, that. So there is an opportunity to get at them. Like what Nicky said earlier in the stream, there's vulnerabilities in every single team, and that's what makes the World Cup exciting, lad. Because everyone can see the goal.
100%. Boys, Alessandro, what do you make of your Brazil boys? Still convinced winners?
I hope so.
Or is that showing you a little bit there's a chink in the armour?
Nah, not for me. There's just so much quality. They're technical players. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There's technical players everywhere.
Wow. Yeah. Because and that is almost like a get out of jail card at all times, isn't it? When anybody in the 11 can step up like that.
That's for me. The first game we were here, Alessandro from 30 yards hit the post, didn't he?
Yeah.
So they've got players everywhere.
A bicycle kick.
Because they've got players everywhere that
lad, even Alisson, he can score a goal. You know what I mean? It's the type of oh my god, this team.
But yeah, I think Switzerland play well. I think that's with the amazing teams like Brazil, France, England, Germany, Spain. They've got someone that's clinical, and that's what Switzerland needed. They had their chances, but they don't have someone that's, like as we said, the first game, Brazil, a killer. You need a killer, and they don't have one.
What do you think of that, Ty? Happy Jesus making his debut as well. You must be happy with that.
Yeah. Where was Shaqiri today, though?
Shaqiri on the bench.
On the bench. Why didn't he come on?
I think he might be carrying a knock.
Well, listen, I'm happy for Gabriel J. Gabriel Jesus, and happy for Gabriel and Martinelli. And I'm disappointed for Granit
You said
Xhaka.
you hoped it was a 1-0.
Yeah, you did. You wanted 1-0.
Yeah.
You got the result you wanted, actually, yeah.
It was, yeah, thank you. But it's nothing that surprises me with Brazil. It's nothing that surprises me. I do believe they can got out, but I think in the knockout stages, they'll be more dangerous. Because that's when they're going for it, because they know it's knockout. You know, so it doesn't surprise me. But like Nicky said, Switzerland did give a good account of themselves. And like Alessandro said, if they had someone clinical, they could have got something. But it's nothing surprising for me. Brazil, and to me, even without Neymar Jr., Brazil would just get better and better.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
And I think today that was the key thing to take away, is coming away with the points without Neymar, where the lights would have been on C. Can they still create? I thought they created enough chances to still put away the game, and a bit of quality showed in the end. And how that leaves the group is Brazil 6 points at the top, Switzerland with 3, so still in a good position to qualify if they can win their next game.
Yes.
But then of course Cameroon and Serbia on 1 point. Obviously they're going to play one of them next.
Yes.
And that should be very interesting. Listen, guys.
Should be.
Appreciate you all joining me for the watch along.
Thank
And
you very
listen,
much.
remember
Thank you.
today's watch
You as
along
well.
was brought to you by Manscaped. Use that code for today, 25% off. Use code World Cup. Hit the link or www.manscaped.com. Listen, I can promise you, the shit works. Trust me. Guys, I appreciate you. Remember, shortly we'll be doing the Uruguay-Portugal as well. There's going to be a ton of talent and a ton of storylines to go on in that game as well. So make sure you join us for that in a little bit. Guys, appreciate you again.
Thank you.
Definitely
Appreciate you as well,
soon.
Fuad. Thank you very much.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.
Let's play DR Sports Prediction Battle. Tomorrow there's £12,900 to be won in the combined prize pots. Win big on England's third game against their neighbours Wales. We love you, Aaron. We love you, Gareth. But you're looking a little bit sheepish, if I'm honest. Click the link. Play DR Sports Prediction Battle. Sign up and play by clicking the link.
DR Sports is entering the metaverse. Welcome to Habbo. Come play games and chat about the latest football drama. Meet up with friends, meet new people, and have a great time. I'll be there on special VIP days. Click the link or go to the website at habbo.com.